Hello and welcome back to
Proper
Chaps, Proper Chat. We are actually recording in our studio. It's a bit cold. It's not insulated.
Awesome, mate. It's awesome.
But hopefully the audio quality is going to be a lot better purely because we've got new equipment.
Yeah, boy.
Finally got the Rodecaster and the pod mics.
The Chode Master.
The Chode Master. We did have a guest on tonight on the phone.
We might still have
We might still. It depends if he rings back. But today we are joined by myself.
Hello, Ashley.
Hello. We're joined by Lewis. Hello, Lewis.
Hello.
And we're joined
Mr.
by
Benton.
Bill.
Yep, back again.
I know.
Guess who's back?
Back again. Good. The audio quality on this.
Such
It's
a
unreal.
amazing.
It's a real weird experience listening to yourself because it's not quite identical. There's a millisecond overlay.
Yeah, tiny.
But not enough to put you off. Like on the other one, when you put the headphones on, it was like I would talk and then like 5 seconds later it would come up.
Oh, that's weird.
But we haven't actually adjusted the settings to get our voices like proper broadcaster. Have you seen
Definitely
that?
don't do that.
Have you seen that guy with the golden voice, the black homeless guy?
Yeah,
that
the
ends
radio
up-
guy.
Yeah, mate, that guy's voice.
Amazing.
Beautiful young man.
Yep.
Amazing. So we've got a couple of things to talk about.
Let's start with the
tonight.
usual. How's your week been, Ashley?
My week has been pretty good, actually. I've been getting a bit stressed out at work, purely because at the minute it's just me and my boss in. Everyone else is furloughed because I told you last week
We
about
did speak about that, yeah.
Yeah. Today I was on my Todd, done a couple of deals though, smashed them out.
Lovely.
Well done,
earned some
well
money.
That's what it's all about in these times.
What about cars? Did you sell any of them?
Yeah, we sold some cars. That's good, yeah. I think that's pretty much all I've done. I watched Industry, so we'll talk about that later.
Awesome.
There's some... That's a fucking quality series, that.
Yeah, it's good. It's different.
I bet.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Bill?
I must admit, I
Hey,
didn't
mate,
watch
you're
it, guys. I
fucking
didn't
let
watch
down.
it. I did start. Actually,
This is why he's just going to be the mixer man.
I did actually start getting it up on the console the other day, but
I'm actually
only
drinking
every now
tonight
and
as
then,
well,
only
which
every
is
now
quite nice.
Yeah,
because we're
that is a
at my house.
we're actually at your house.
Socially
Drink as
distanced.
much as you like, of course.
Yeah, and we've all got masks on.
That's how good the audio quality is.
Yeah, it
It's,
sounds maskless.
It's nice. It's nice being in here. I enjoy it.
Yeah, so do
It's,
I, mate.
it's a little bit chilly, but once the insulation and the flooring and the rugs and everything are out,
Yeah, and in future, if we're not like as soon as you get home, you can pop in here,
chuck
whack the
it on.
heater on.
yeah, because I was a bit late today.
Yeah,
Wasn't
my
I, Will?
fault. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, I completely forgot to tell Ash that I wouldn't be with one of my other fellow co-hosters today, so he would need to come and get me. So it was completely my fault.
Hey ho,
I did
these things
apologise,
happen.
but these things happen. We've made it work, and we're here. We're on time, and at least I actually turned up, unlike other
Yeah, I know.
people
Unlike
that won't answer their phone.
our most listened to guest on a previous episode
Yeah,
has not
shocking.
bothered
Absolutely
to
shocking.
answer his fucking phone.
He will though.
Yeah,
Message
yeah.
him
Oh,
and just
yeah.
say, bro, you still up for it? Next week we've got a nice cool little guest on.
Yes, yeah. So Ash was actually telling me about this the other day because I didn't know who that was. Obviously, when we had that conversation previously, I didn't know who that was.
Yeah.
So I kind of, who dat?
Yeah.
But Ash
No,
kind
yeah,
of told
so
me, and I was like, oh well, I'm glad someone told me before I made a tit out of myself on a recording. You know what I mean? He's like, well, you do.
So, is he Radio 1 featured? Was it him that was, or was it
No,
someone
they've
else?
been on BBC Introducing.
That's the one, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, quality, that'll be
Yeah.
cool.
pretty
And
amazing.
he's building a couple of decent brands, so
Yeah.
it'd be good to speak to him. And they're setting up a podcast.
Yeah, I know, I'd like to guest on that.
Yeah.
I saw, actually, he shared a post, but I saw it just before. Balare in Cambridge is shut down.
Yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
40 years that's been open, boys.
I know. that's
Under different
fucking
names.
Do
mental.
you know why though? It's not why you'd think.
It's not because of Corona.
No.
We've got, oh, hold on. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can indeed.
Is there any
This
background
is so
noise?
weird. It's so
This is
sick.
mad.
Hold on. Can you hear yourself talking like with an echo?
No, I don't think so.
All right, perfect. So Andrew is our guest today on Proper Chat.
Hello, Mr. Barker.
I'm just going to turn you up. Keep talking, mate. I'm just going to upgrade your volume.
Okie dokie.
So he's dead silent.
Yeah, that's it.
Keep making noises,
Keep
mate.
making noise. Just keep talking.
Just keep talking, buddy. Tell
Alright.
us about your day.
What
What have you been
we
up to
saying
today?
today then?
No, that's it. Perfect. I got your volume about right there. Essentially, we're just chatting shit, as we always do. We've got a couple of things. I'm glad you're on now because I wanted to talk about your walk.
Oh, my walk, yeah.
Yeah, because your walk sounded horrendous.
Yeah, let's start with we've not been. We need to start from the beginning. So what is it that you were doing, Andrew?
So it was a walk for the poppy appeal that my cousin wanted to do, and I just jumped on it, and it was, 34.65 miles?
So for the
From
poppy appeal.
Maidstone.
So yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
I
that's
think she
pretty.
rated about 110 in the end.
That's
Oh wow!
fucking mental.
So how did you fare then? Was it a struggle for you, or did you just go revert back to
So
your army
wait
training?
a sec, guys. What actually was this walk then? So it's for the poppy appeal. Elaborate on that a bit, Andy. So where were you
So I
walking
believe the
to?
poppy appeal, the poppy appeal, I think, sort of like helps out all veterans and things like that, and keeps the poppy appeal going. And then we walked from Maidstone in Kent all the way to Hastings, which I believe is Sussex.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
What I'm going to do, Pandy, just quickly. Have you got decent Wi-Fi where you are?
Yeah.
Let me Facebook call you. Hold on, because there's a bit of an echo. Let me get him back.
If he doesn't answer now, it's going to be so funny.
That would be bad, wouldn't it?
Because with the internet, it's a bit...
Hello.
Hello. Right, that's better. There's
think,
not there's not that little whistle. I could hear a little whistle. So anyway, poppy appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a walk then, is what you did basically to raise money for the poppy appeal. What is the poppy appeal with the veterans? You say?
Yeah, I believe it supports all the veterans from like the Army, the Navy, the RAF, and any sort of issues they have after they've left. Yeah.
So you did that. When did you do that?
So we did that this Saturday, just gone.
Oh right.
Okay,
So
recent.
yeah, so a few days ago, effectively.
That's not. No, I bet that was fucking tough though, wasn't it? 35 miles.
It's tough on the feet, definitely.
Yeah, fuck that. Me and Lou did 11 miles during a lockdown 1.0, and I was fucked.
You were,
Like,
mate.
properly fucked.
It took us like 5 hours
Yeah.
to do 11 miles. How long did it take you to do 34?
9.5.
That's mental, mate. That's good going.
Yeah, that is mad.
Where's Hastings then? Is that on like the coast?
Yeah, that's right by the beach. Well, that is it. Yeah.
So what was the setup? Did you have to walk home?
No, we had
imagine
a couple of my mates bring my car down, and then they drove us home.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah.
I was about to say that'd be really evil if you got all the way there and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you got to walk all the way back now.
Your car's broke down.
Yeah, no, I'd have tried my hardest to get a hotel or some shit. I wouldn't have been walking.
No,
Yeah.
I bet not.
No, I can imagine, mate.
Fuck that.
I
So
did see your blisters on your feet.
Yeah.
one of your comments someone commented on there, I can't remember what it was like, you didn't take any like zinc oxide or some shit. What's that about?
Yeah, I saw that.
Zinc oxide paste, it basically forms a layer between your skin and your boots to stop it rubbing.
Do you not mean socks?
Yeah, that's what socks do.
Well, yeah. So you put that on your feet, and then obviously your socks on top, and then your boots. But obviously your boots can rub even through your socks, and that zinc oxide just creates it's like like plasters. It's just like that in tape form.
Oh, that would be well uncomfortable on your feet though. Having like
No, if you put it on right, it's practically affecting the skin.
really,
I suppose it's like one of them things for like long distance bikes and stuff. They have all the creams for the crotch area
Thrush.
and stuff, don't they? And all that.
For thrush.
I don't know if it's for thrush, but I know they have all that stuff to like reduce friction and everything, don't they? So I suppose it's kind of a similar kind of thing. You probably just get used to it. It's one of the things you just get accustomed to over time, I suppose.
About the 19-mile point, I'd realised that I started to sort of get decent sort of blisters. So we stopped over for about 20 minutes, and I
Okay.
took my boots off, saw sort of 2 massive blisters,
Oh.
popped them, drained them,
Oh, fuck
and
that
dressed
shit.
them,
That's
and then
almo-
put my boots back on.
That's almost as bad as my back surgery.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, no, it's not.
frankly nowhere near. That was
Not at all,
horrendous.
not at all, but he just wanted to make you feel
Yes,
better.
I wouldn't think many surgeons doing back surgery in a bus stop in the middle of Kent.
Yeah,
Well, imagine if you did back surgery and you're like, go on, carry on walking, you're going to have 25 miles. What are you doing?
wouldn't be
Stop
too
it.
bad, would it? Just as long as you're not giving anyone a piggyback.
Oh, I don't know though. The cool. Not if you were sweating, clothes rubbing, and oh no, oh, even the thought of that, it's just pain.
I only had a disc removed at home. It was fine.
Yeah.
Nothing major. Then.
So what else you been up to, Bert? You been fucking out on the bike, or you been staying at home because of lockdown?
Oh no, the bike's been pretty much just left where it is, and I've been out in the car most of the time. But
Yeah, it's definitely not bike weather at the moment.
days, and then just doing bits and pieces on like the car and fucking and my mate's car, because my mate Shogun's been off the road for a while, so we got that up and running.
Nice.
So I sorted 2 tyres out and bleeding his brake.
I drove a Shogun once.
And
I was about 10, and my uncle turned around. We were in a field. He got it brand new. He was like, "Do you want to have a go?" 10-year-old me. Yeah, all right. Fuck yeah. I'll have a bit of that. Slamming it across this field, turned the steering wheel so hard, nearly fucking rolled it and nearly hit a lamppost. And he was like, "You're not driving my car again." What do you fucking expect? You put a 10-year-old in control of a fucking Shogun across a field. Christ.
Did your parents do this to you at any point? Were you at any point as a child?
Did Andrew say something there?
Yeah, what was that, mate?
You'd have been fine if you hit the lamppost.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah,
it'd
have carried on going
tried
afterwards.
tested.
Yeah.
Like mate Shogun,
Flattened it.
I figured out that it was you could put it in rear wheel drive, and so I showed him that you could drift it round a roundabout. Tried to teach him how to do it, and he hard lefted instead of like just sort of letting off the power, straightening up or stopping, and then hard righted when we were on the pavement and went through an electric box with a lamppost.
Oh, Christ. I bet he shit his pants.
We were
didn't
fine
he?
though, honestly. The front end needed a bit of work, but the rest of the car was fine.
That is the plus side of a rock solid car like that, is you could hit a lamppost. I mean, I did this with my BMW. I hit a tree. It was leaking oil. It was spewing its guts out everywhere, and I still had enough. Yeah, I managed to drive my car back, got it all the way back to the house, literally pulled up on the driveway. It spewed out the rest of its oil and guts on the drive, and then wouldn't start again. It literally drove itself home and died on my drive, like
Like Herbie. It just like, right, get me home.
Genuinely.
Got home, he threw up everywhere, and just died in his sleep.
Well, because I'd hit the steering wheel and obviously the airbag hadn't gone off, I had a steering wheel shaped mark on my head. And I was concussed. You could actually make a steering wheel out on my face. You could see the side of where
You could make a steering wheel out of your face.
basically, yeah. Honestly, it was that bad.
That is a bold claim. For next week's episode, we'll be making a steering wheel out of Will's face.
These older BMWs have got a particular shape of steering wheel, and it's quite an obvious shape, and you can literally make out.
Is
like
it circle
the
by
side of the
chance?
steering wheel. Well, yeah, but it's the way that the airbag comes in and the airbag sits and all that kind of thing. So you could genuinely make that out on the side of my head. And yeah, it turns out I had concussion, but I managed to drive the whole way home, no problems.
I think I quite like having concussion.
Oh no!
Until you get a fucking brain bleed or something.
Yeah, but there's just something quite comforting about having a concussion.
Like you could die.
I don't know about that, but I just don't mind having a concussion. I know
Why is
it's
that comforting?
I don't know. I think it's weird. I went through a stage of
It's
quite.
like you'd find it comforting. I've never had a concussion and gone, oh, this is really
I think
comforting.
it's, no way. It's just because I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I
I
suppose
just don't mind having a concussion. I like the adverse effects you get from having a concussion. You sleep well, you get them little chills, but they're not proper chills. They're like it's just you like got
exactly
this fuzzy feeling in your head. It's quite nice.
Oh.
Anyway, Pandy, are they mobilising the army for martial law yet?
I don't think there's anything to do with martial law. We will be helping out from what I've been told.
For the testing.
They've got a massive amount, but we will be helping out.
What's martial law got?
I was just asking a simple question.
No, I don't know. What is?
Do you not know what martial law is?
Isn't it that?
It's essentially where people don't follow lockdown rules, because you go outside and everyone's just carrying on as
Doing
fucking
their own
normal.
thing.
Right.
So essentially, Boris turns around and goes, right, you cunts aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. Let's get the army in and they'll keep you in your fucking house.
So that's martial law.
Basically what China did.
Yeah. If you leave your house, you're getting shot
Andrew,
and
did
arrested.
you say they're preparing you for that?
No.
No, we're not. We won't be doing martial law. We'll be just helping out, like
With testing and stuff.
Pop into the shops for old people.
I love the idea of him turning up with his rifle on him and everything. Just like,
Do
do
you
you
want
shopping, love?
4 pints,
Do you do shopping?
cheese.
I'll tell you what, I want Andrew to get a knighthood, because 35 miles is definitely longer than that old cunt did in his garden, isn't it?
I don't know, it's probably similar if you worked it out. But he didn't get 100 million.
No, that's true. Andrew, you need to raise 100 million. You're setting
Yeah.
the side down, mate.
Shameful, mate. Shameful.
You're not even old.
Yeah.
You're not even decrepit.
No excuses, mate. No excuses.
To be fair,
I
he's
ain't got the
disabled.
pity vote of 95-year-old or however old he was.
You should have pushed for the fact that you've only got 9
I was
toes.
about to say, I bet he's got all 10 of his toes though.
Yeah.
Yeah, just none of his marbles.
Yeah, just lost all his
Just
marbles.
lost all- no, he still had his marbles. There's a few of them still scattering about in his bag, clunking together every couple of minutes.
So,
The thing is, I feel like if you did that round Cambridge, everyone would just be like, "Oh, that little old man's gone mad, just walking around in circles in his front garden." No one even paying attention.
Chucking eggs at him.
just while Andrew's on here, because I don't think you guys will know about it. Andrew, can you tell us about Billy the Quid?
Oh, what, Billy the Quid? Oh, he's fucking fantastic. He is. He's basically a beggar that is quite pushy with his begging, and he's gained himself his nickname by constantly asking for a pound.
Is Billy the Quid?
He's Billy the Quid.
And
What do
he'll
you mean
hang
he's
out
pushy though?
Listen, is this the guy that
Like,
wears
he's
the...
marched people to the cash point before and like followed them down the street and shit. And he's been in fucking like.
You can't even get a quid out at a cash point.
I love the idea of trying
Just
to
got change.
single pound.
You got change for a tenner, mate? Yeah, cool, yeah.
What, is he the one
He'll
that goes
sit
round
outside
off
the
the
airport.
bike?
Hmm?
Is he the one that goes round on the bike?
No, that's Noddy. He's dead.
Not Noddy, he's dead.
He's dead. What? Did you have no occasion, Andrew? What's happened?
Listen to the story of Noddy. Tell him, Andrew.
I believe he already suffered from sort of mental illness, I think, as the story goes. And then his mum passed, so he took to wearing her clothes and quite sort of regular to see him cycling around Medway in his mum's dresses, and he would wear his clothes at
Boys,
people.
there is a certain level of... That is so deep and sad. And now he's dead.
That is awful.
Yeah, but like, there's videos of him screaming at people. And
Yeah, but, oh, mate, that's not funny.
I don't know.
if I saw you riding around in your mum's dress calling people a cunt, I would laugh my fucking
If his
tits
mum
off.
had died and he started wearing his mum's clothes, I wouldn't be
I
laughing
feel
at
bad.
him.
How did this noddy guy die?
I believe it was old age or illness. I'm not
Old
sure.
age? When did his mum die?
Yeah, how old was his mum?
Years back before I
Oh,
started. acting.
right. Okay.
So
So
it
he's
was
just a bit of a nutter then, yeah.
Just the way Andrew told me the first time, I fucking creased. Do you imagine it? Because I don't. Was he dead at that point when you first told?
What,
me?
when he was riding around on his bike in his
No, I
mum's
think it was
clothes?
the other year he passed, I believe.
Yeah, Andrew told
Year
me
or
about
two
this
ago.
fucking guy that rides around in a dress shouting at people, calling them cunts. I was like, I
No, to be
creased.
fair, that
I
does,
would have got him on the show.
that does sound funny.
Let's get Billy the Quid on. I know how much his fee will be.
Give him a tip, we'll give him £2.
Give him £2 and pay for his travel, providing his travel is a bus, a cheap bus.
Get him a day rider, £4.50.
It wouldn't be a cheap bus from Gillingham to Cambridge, though, would it?
No, it really wouldn't.
See, this is when we need Will to find out. We need to carry on the conversation, and Will works out how much.
unfortunately,
£73.
Unfortunately, I haven't actually got my mobile phone, but I bet it's £45 on a National Express bus. I'm willing to put money on that. It's about £45 on a National Express bus.
You've
No,
got
take your word
25%
for it.
now, Bill. When we put up the summer house pandy, which you have to come down and see, we've got double gang sockets with USBs in them, so guests can charge their phone at the same time.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. I can't wait for this place to be finished, man. You got to see it.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
honestly,
sick
it's
as it
really
is,
good.
mate. It's getting there.
Yeah, it really is. It's coming along so well, honestly.
This time next week, it'll be all but done.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. Just a bit of liquor paint and
Soft furnishings.
Yeah, a couple of bits and
yeah,
pieces.
we need a
and
new
stuff.
table and some chairs.
And
These
we need shelving up and nice little bits and bobs. And
yeah, so we've got some shit to talk about.
Yes,
we've
we
got some
have.
shit to talk
We've
about.
got some really interesting ones. I think there's some ones that you're going to quite like, Pandy.
do you know, I'm just going to quickly jump in with the one thing that I did see that I did specifically want to talk about. Was a young guy called, let me find out. Sorry, guys, the boring interludes. His name was...
Hold on.
That was
That
quite
is
good.
such a bad timing. His name was Ben Watkins. He was a young 14-year-old boy that appeared.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this. You
Yeah.
could have given us some I don't think I've got any sort of morning noises. They're all like champagne and stuff.
Definitely
I can't
don't
play
use
that.
No, he was a 14-year-old boy who appeared on MasterChef, very charismatic, and he's just passed away
Yeah, I heard about
to,
that.
How
Cancer,
did he die?
of cancer
Yeah.
At 14.
at
mate,
14
that's
years old. And
fucking-
do you know what's even crazier about that? 2 years ago, his dad murdered his mum and killed himself.
Yeah.
So
Right.
2 years ago,
Murder suicide.
he lost both of his parents, and then he's just passed away through cancer. And it really does put things into perspective about how tough. Obviously, we've all been through shit and had hard times, but there is how. If you're a surviving relative of that, how do you deal with that?
I
That's
do not know.
madness.
Just absolute madness.
It's horrible to think as well. He must have died in care.
Well, no, he lived with his grandparents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that bit. I didn't read
No,
that bit.
yeah, so he was living with his grandma or whatever,
Oh,
but
well-
she's lost her daughter. I believe it was his mum's side. It would be weird if he lived with the grandparents of his dad.
Yeah, that would be
Um,
odd. After, he killed all his family members. Yeah, that would be a bit weird.
Yeah.
Going from a segue of Noddy in his dress, did anyone see Harry Styles on the cover of Vogue?
Yeah.
I didn't actually see it because I don't buy Vogue or read Vogue.
No, but it was on Lad Bible.
I've
So
seen the pictures,
Harry
yeah.
Styles, lead singer of One Direction, was on the cover of Vogue wearing a dress.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of an uproar because everyone was saying, where have all the real men gone?
Yeah.
And he's sort of, to be honest, that's a big fuck you to the norms. So in a way,
Yeah.
that makes him a real man.
Yeah.
It
The fact that he's willing to go on to such a big publication like that and actually do that, that's balls of steel.
Yeah,
do you know what I
fair
mean?
play
That
to
takes
him.
some.
Yeah, just
I
don't
wouldn't
give
do
a
it.
shit.
Yeah.
The thing is do you reckon it might be just a massive mockery? And he's just sort
Oh,
of
I don't
doing
think
it
so.
as
I
a
don't think
like
so.
way to sort of say fuck you to the industry.
Maybe.
Behind closed doors, he's laughing his head off. He goes and rings his boys up like, boys, you aren't going to believe what I've just managed to do.
They got me on the
Like,
cover
what?
of Vogue
They
in a
paid me
dress,
100 grand to wear a dress on the cover of Vogue.
Yeah, I've managed to get on Vogue, and everyone's like, oh, fucking hell, well done, mate. He goes, yeah, not only that, I've got a fucking dress on.
Yeah.
You can call me Noddy.
Just to randomly circle back, just to prove that I can do my job. You can't even get a National Express bus directly to here from where he is. He'd have to go from where he is to London, and then go from London to Gatwick. Go from Gatwick,
Get a flight,
or
cross over in Mumbai.
or he can go to St Pancras International train.
Basically, he
station.
needs to get a train.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically it's a train, and it's
You could have
it's
just
actually
said
not
that
bad.
from the beginning, Bill.
Well, no, because there is a bus
literally
option.
just said
No,
he
there is
needs
a
to
bus
get a
option.
train.
I wanted to prove there was a bus option, and there was a bus option, but it's ridiculous if
Yeah,
you're going to
it's
ever do
fucking
that.
loads of
No
stuff.
one is going to do that.
Talking about just going onto another dress thing, did you see about the show in the Sydney Opera House?
No.
No.
Pandy, did you hear about that?
Nah.
So the production has ceased because it's a show about a transvestite, but the person
Right.
playing the transvestite isn't a transvestite. So the LGBTQ or whatever, I can never remember the fucking letters.
LGBTQ, you
Yeah.
were so close.
Yeah, that's the one.
There's more than that
Have
now, ain't
made-
it? There's loads of different
yeah.
letters and shit at the
But
end.
that's like the general
Have-
blanket term,
have-
I believe.
Gone into uproar the fact that they haven't picked a transsexual person to play a transsexual person. And I loved reading the comments of this because they weren't what I was expecting. What I was expecting is people kicking off, which they were, but for different reasons. They were like, well, like, you don't hire Ian McKellen to play Gandalf because
Yeah.
he's not a wizard. You can't stop him playing it because
Yeah.
he's not a wizard.
Yeah, exactly.
You're hiring someone. innit?
No, that's
You're-
true.
You're hiring
Imagine if you
someone.
did. Imagine if you actually did that for all movies.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry,
like, you're making a hitman
Daniel
movie. Oh, excuse me,
Radcliffe.
you're not an actual hitman.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not an actual wizard. So
Go on
therefore
then,
you can't-
Matilda.
Yeah, exactly. So
Move that with your brain.
that'd be the most ridiculous thing ever. Yeah.
But essentially, it's all these people like
Imagine
you.
if she did though.
Yeah,
You should be killed.
you hire an actor.
Now, Reece, you're not really Batman. Go away.
You're
That's
neither a billionaire or a vigilante, so fuck
You
off.
are
You're
Batman.
fucking fired.
Yeah, so essentially everyone's like, who gives a shit if they're not a transvestite? Because they might have interviewed transvestites that were shit at their job.
Yeah, exactly.
So they've got someone who
Cock
isn't
kept
a
falling out his
transvestite.
thong.
they got
Yeah, you see, it's funny because
they got someone that could play the role to a point where they might win some fucking awards or whatever you get for a stage
Yeah, it's
play.
bullshit. It's political
yeah,
correctness.
see,
on
in
that.
that situation, they're going for the best possible person for the role. Whereas,
Exactly.
like recently, I saw a article online about transgender like Olympians and like
You want
fighters.
Pornhub?
And I'd have to be down a
OnlyFans.
weird rabbit hole there, mate.
Is that what you call it? Is it rabbit
so-
hole?
You mate, you've never got down the rabbit hole of Pornhub or anything like that. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But
Bridget.
yeah, so
Yeah.
so basically, this
Small talk.
This transgender woman was basically turning around and saying that she doesn't feel that there's any advantages or disadvantages to the transgender community in those particular sports.
Bollocks.
But Joe
that is the big
Joe
load of
Rogan
crap.
literally has turned around on his own podcast and has been like, well, that's bullshit. You've got like testosterone. You're like 3 times her size.
You've been
and
a
weight.
man for 40 years and now you want to beat up a fucking
and now
woman.
just
I've had a shave.
Yeah, now just because you've had some surgery, do you know what I mean, and had one part of your body removed, therefore that doesn't then give you an advantage over every other female that's like a third of your size.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
No,
that's
that
such
is
rubbish.
bullshit. You can't have a shave, cut your knob off, put some tits in, and then beat women up and get away.
Exactly.
With it. Not only get away with it, get paid for it.
Well, get paid good money for it
I'd
as
like
well.
to pose a question to Andrew. Andrew, are you ready for this question? It's a
Go for it.
would you rather question that me and Lewis have discussed in great detail before. Would you rather fuck a woman with a penis or a man with a vagina?
Good question.
That is a good question. That is a good question. Well, but I feel like that needs context, boys. So, like, how far along are they? Like,
It's a lady boy or Joe Rogan with a pussy.
right, okay, right.
We've
See,
got to
that's where
try
you need
not to-
context. That's
A
where
working
context
lady boy.
We've got to try not to speak over Andrew because he's a lot quieter than
Yeah,
what we
sorry.
are.
And I think
Apologies.
our mics actually interrupt his
Yeah.
stream.
I think I'll probably go with the lady boy and just do it from behind and pretend.
That's exactly what we
Yeah,
said.
I think I can get on that thought train. To be honest with you,
You're not banging Joe Rogan with a fanny, are
No,
you?
you're just not.
No.
At no point are you going to ever be able to even like avoid.
Seeing
How you
yourself
gonna
in the
pin him
back of
down?
his head.
Yeah, exactly. He can pin you down better than you can pin him down. Yeah,
And he'll break your arm.
yeah, exactly.
How are you going to pull his hair?
Yeah, that's it.
Slapping at the back of his head.
Pull his ear instead. Pull his ear instead.
I really hope one day someone's listening to us and they text Joe Rogan being like, these cunts in Cambridge are talking about slapping your head from behind.
We'll just get killed.
Yeah, that's it. We just
just get
disappear one
wiped
day.
out.
We just disappear one day.
This would be on fire by the time we got home.
That's it. There'd be a giant flag outside as well. That's just got what's the one that's bought Joe Rogan's podcast now?
Spotify.
Yeah, just be a giant Spotify flag out the front, and it's all burning in the background.
Talking about Spotify, if they want to offer us some money.
Yeah, not that we've got anything against Spotify at all, or anyone that has taken their sponsorship in any way, shape, or form. And if endorsements are being passed out, we would quite happily be willing to consider an offer.
Send us details.
I wanted to go on to this because I thought this was fucking hilarious. And I don't know if you guys, do any of you watch I'm a Celeb?
Yeah, I do actually. I quite enjoy it.
Yes and no. I've always been a sort of on and off I'm a Celeb. I don't watch it religiously
Fuck me.
every single year. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I
Only
tune
when
in because
someone
there's a good
really
one.
nice is in
Normally
in the
when there's
shower,
someone fit in the
like
shower,
Vernon
or
Kay.
if someone's been made. Yeah, that's a good one.
Have you been watching
I'm
it?
more
No.
interested that's going to work this year.
Oh, well, that's the thing. So I read an article, the fact that the camera crew are refusing to work because they're in like a fucking 400-year-old castle.
Yeah, haunted.
Like
It's
they're
actually-
refusing to work at night because of weird sounds and ghostly apparitions.
It's actually on a list of like haunted buildings. There's been like YouTubers and stuff that do all this kind of haunted stuff that have genuinely been out to this actual thing and have found stuff.
Really?
What they found.
So
We went in an abandoned
12
house.
celebrities.
it's always stuck inside a castle. They had no way out.
If you look closely, we found
no.
some beans and some rice.
It's always the same thing with these things. It's always, a shadow moves in
Oh,
a
it's
particular
fucking-
way, or the light catches
Derek
the
Akora
door, or-
bursts in.
I must admit, sometimes
I'm wearing a skirt.
sometimes they do capturing
name's
on the
Noddy.
sound. Like they have the sound recorders. You seen them?
You imagine you're walking at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's the witching hour, and you're just leaving the pub in Gillingham, and a spectral form of Noddy just turns up.
Sort of push bike just riding down the street.
Screaming.
Ghostly version.
He just fuck off.
See, this is why movies like Ghostbusters and stuff like that would not work in the UK, because we'd all just walk out the pub and be like, I've had too many, boys. I've got to go home and lay down. You just think that you're on one. Do you know what I mean? You just think you had too much of a bender that day. You just,
I knew I should have took that 12th line.
stay away from that next week.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, well, I suppose I'm already there. I might as well carry on at this point.
Right, anyway. Yeah, so they're refusing to work in the castle.
Yeah, because they're all a bit scared of ghostly apparitions.
Apparently they've like heard and seen things, and apparently they've all been reporting it to like ITV producers, like high up ITV producers and stuff as well, and they're still like
Yeah, because it don't really exist, does it?
No, I think, or it's either that, or they're like, right, we need to come up with a story
Also
that's
as
going to
well-
get the fact that I'm a celeb's back on telly while everyone's at home just eating food and wanking all day.
Speak for yourself.
I'm
I
at
don't
work,
eat
mate.
anything.
I'm at work eating.
I don't eat.
But also, I'm wanking. But also as well,
You're still wanking at work.
that's it. Just change location.
I'll be
that's
out
all.
there soon.
The activities don't change, just the location.
My boss, we were in the other day, and it was a Saturday.
Hang on, you and your
And-
boss all?
No, listen.
Eating and wanking, covering
And
each other in
he-
pizza bits.
He was well tired. Bear in mind, we can't actually speak to customers in the showroom. We can only deal with them over the phone or via email. So he was like, I'm really tired. He was like, I'm going to go for a nap. And just went and laid down, and that was it. Done.
So
It's okay. He knows, because he's been telling people at work, and all the fucking calls are recorded. So he's like, people know that he did it. He doesn't give a shit.
What, so the directors know?
Yeah, he's been making these really funny videos as well, which
And
I
the
want to post online.
directors have seen
And the
them?
directors have seen them, and they're like, "Look, you're keeping morale
they're
up.
okay
Keep
with that?
going."
What?
Yeah.
wow.
So like, we have this video. We made this video of fucking Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. So it opens with, it's like 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre are at the door, and then he opens the door. He's like, "Fuck off, mate. COVID." Closes the door. Fuck. So
As if
funny.
he's got away with that, though.
It's keeping the morale up. He just puts it in the manager's
It's
group.
ridiculous, though,
No, it
how,
is clever.
how the difference, how if that was someone that just worked there as a sale, they'd be sacked.
Yeah,
You
probably.
see, you say that. There's a woman on TikTok. I can't remember what she's called. She's called like the Royal Mail Postie or something like that. She calls herself or something
Yeah.
like that. She's now actually got to a stage where she's been endorsed by Royal Mail for her to do the
Yeah, a
TikToks.
bit different now, isn't it?
But now she's got to a stage even further than that, where they've now actually turned around and been like, "We want you to take full control of like Royal Mail's sort of online presence, so to speak, and you can, make these videos for us, and
All
you
day,
can-"
every day.
And that's basically a massive part of her job now, and they've given her a massive pay rise for it.
So
and she does that along with her normal day-to-day just postie job.
I just want to do this before we leave that I'm a celeb, because it's fun.
Well, it's funny you say
Sweet.
about stuff getting shut down and all that.
Thanks for
kind
that,
of
Ash.
stuff.
You're
'Cause,
welcome.
that
What
got-
did you think, Andrew? You haven't seen this new machine, have you? It's
Turns it on,
you
it's
sent
just
me
a fuck
picture of a
tie.
couple of bits.
it's fucking amazing. I've got to say.
But yeah, so carrying on from about stuff being investigated and shut down and all that COVID stuff. Have you heard that the Matrix movie, the new sort of movie,
Matrix movie.
carry on from
Matrix
the series?
4.
Yeah,
They've
they've
reloaded.
recently restarted filming. But they've been filming in some like the outskirts of a German hamlet town or something like that. And basically, they're under investigation at the moment because they believe that they used that as an excuse to get all the actors, extras, everyone there.
To have a piss up.
Get them all dressed up in all fancy dress, because obviously it's Matrix, they're all fancy dressed, all dressed as Neo and all those
Yeah.
kind of characters. And then get them all there for a massive piss up that lasted like 2-3 days.
That's amazing.
If that's true, that is fucking
That is
awesome.
But apparently even
But are
Keanu
they
Reeves was
actually-
invited and everything, and apparently he did attend, so I
Are
don't
they
know
actually
what happened to
making the
all that.
movie, or
Well,
are they
this is the
just-
thing, is they've had to stop making the movie.
You know what's
because-
happened? They've done that. They've had this massive fucking blowout, had a great party all together, and someone's come in to shut
180
it up.
million it cost for that party.
Yeah, someone's
And we're
come
not
in
getting
and
the
goes,
Matrix.
"You can't do this," and they go, "All right, then. Well, we won't make the movie then, will we?
But yeah, honestly, it's mad.
You've ruined it for everyone, ain't you?
Fuck
Come
you
on,
guys.
guys, we're going home. Come on."
I was reading about it, and yeah, basically from what I can gather, it's a small like German hamlet town that they're on the outskirts of where they're filming, and yeah, by the sounds of it, it sounds like the locals have obviously.
You having a wank, Andrew?
Yeah, you're turning me on.
I thought so. I'll keep talking in my
I got in trouble for doing that last week. Behave.
But yeah, so basically, from what I gather, the locals seen all the cars and all the people coming into the town. Obviously, they don't normally have any visitors.
Yeah, so they knew it.
So they've
Listen, if
immediately
they'd
got
invited them,
suspicious.
they wouldn't have dobbed them
And
in.
yeah, chances are, if they'd have probably played it smart and been like, "Oh, we're closing off streets or whatever for filming," and
Can I come in? That was definitely not German.
No, that
That was
was-
Swiss. German. Speak German. Nein.
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Das ist nicht
Ja,
so
dann-
gut.
We knew you'd know it.
Talking about Swedish, my boss told me a joke the other day. In fact, he told me 2 jokes, and they're quite long, and I can see if I can remember them. But
That's always a good start to a joke, isn't it? When someone says, "I'll try and remember them."
It's only
That's
if
a
you
good
want,
joke.
And
You
they're
just leave it
long.
at that. That's a good joke.
it's
Just leave it at
only
that.
if you want me to.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you give it 5 minutes to ponder on that, and we'll move on to a
But
different.
the story's going to take like at least 10 minutes.
Come on then.
Go on,
So
go on
I'll
then.
see if I can remember it. I might butcher this.
Oh,
So
don't
you'll have
know, because that's
you
10
have
minutes of everyone's life that we
No,
won't get
that's
back.
This
fine.
is what I
That's
mean,
fine.
that's
We're
what I
only going to be talking about other stuff. Andrew, do you want to hear the joke?
Go on, go on. No, go
Why
on.
not?
Go on, we're listening. Go on.
So, lads at college, right?
Right.
He's got no friends, keeps getting bullied. It's like he's having a shit time, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go out and get myself a friend. Guy, he's not quite there.
kidnap someone.
He's going to go and get himself a friend, right? So he goes out and he goes, right, and he finds a fridge. And he's like, I know what I'm going to do. That fridge is going to be my friend, and he is going to be called Fridgie. So,
Well, I don't know if I like the
tell
way
you.
this joke's going
right,
already.
listen,
I'm just thinking of Ed, Ed and Eddie
You'll
with the
get
guy
there.
with the plank
You'll
of
get
wood with
there.
the face
Right,
on.
anyway, so we've got
these
Fridgie.
jokes,
Yeah, come on.
So Fridgie's there. He's having a good time with Fridgie. He's taking him out, and then he hears some people at his college. He overhears them. He's like, "They're going on holiday, so I think I'm going to book a holiday as well for me and my mate Fridgie." I'll take. Hold on, it's got you laughing already. He's like, "Yeah."
I just
I'm
love the
gonna
idea of
book a
some guy
holiday,
trying to
so-
go through customs with a fridge with
So-
like a face painted on it.
so
That's
him-
hilarious.
Him and Fridgie, they're on the plane. They're on the way on their holiday.
That was an easy process.
I know.
How do you book a ticket for a fridge?
He
I
got it. He
don't
got
like
it.
this.
He got
That's
a
a lot of additional
passport.
luggage. That's a
It
lot of
was-
extra luggage.
It was an illegal passport. We're getting to the
cheeky
luggage.
G.
What did he
So-
call the? He should have just called the fridge Russell Hobbs. Well, he's.
Or Smeg.
He already had that.
Fridgie, because his name's Fridgie, is they're on the plane and the pilot comes over the intercom. So we've lost
Oh,
an
he
engine.
made a mess of that. Didn't he?
No, listen, we've lost an engine. We're going to have to get rid of
Some weight.
some luggage. So he's like, right, all right, let's get rid of some luggage. So he opens the hatch at the bottom and starts chucking people's luggage out, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, they're chucking my luggage out, but I'm going to survive, so that's all right. So then he's like,
That was a
right,
quick
no,
turnaround.
no,
What the
he's like,
fuck? I'm going to
no,
survive.
we should make it.
Swings
And
around
then
about.
about 10 minutes later, he comes back on. He's like, look, we're not going to make it. We've just lost another engine. We've got to get rid of more luggage. So the rest of the luggage goes out. He's like, we're not going to make it. Like, get rid of all the hand luggage.
And the women.
So they get rid of all the hand luggage. And at that point, people are like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this guy sat over there with a fridge. And you've just got rid of my fucking Louis
the
Vuitton
idea.
out the
I
window.
love the idea that someone's throwing out bags. He's just sat next to his fridge like, I tell you
So-
what, I'm not
Just-
looking at a
so
single
He's just
passenger.
opening the door like that. Oh, please don't chuck me out.
So,
Hey, customer.
yeah, so the air hostess is like, look, people are getting real pissed off the fact that they've had to get rid of their luggage, including their hand luggage, and you're sitting here with a fridge. He's like, we're not going to make it to the airport and land safely if you don't get rid of this fridge. So he ponders it. He's like, look, it's my mate.
I love how he's
I
got to
can't.
ponder it.
Yeah, he's like, I can't get rid of it. This is my mate. This is Fridgie. And they're like, no, mate, you've got to get rid of him. You've got to. So in the end, he's like, all right, we're all going to survive. Let's get rid of him. So he chucks it out. That's the end of that joke.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, God.
So then it goes to the next joke.
I was so excited.
That was a joke.
I'll tell you another
no,
one.
I can already see where this is going.
tell you another
I
one.
guarantee.
Come on.
No, I'm not going to spoil it, but I know
Right,
where this
do
is
you know
going.
where it's
I do
going?
know exactly where this is
Right.
going.
Another joke. 3 men on a desert island. Have you heard this before?
I've heard a different version of it.
So 3 men are on a desert island.
Something tells me a
They've
fridge
been
is going to
there.
land on his head or something.
Fucking hold on, mate. Calm down.
I've guessed that. I've
You
not
just
heard
ruined
it.
my whole fucking joke.
Oh, don't tell me it was going down
No,
that
listen.
route.
3 men. 3 men are there. They're on their island. They're like, we need to do something. I'm fucking fed up of eating coconuts. We need to go to the other side, see if we can get some fishing gear or something. And I'm fucking bored of it. So they
Where
get
are
over
they
there.
going to get fishing gear
I don't-
from?
I don't
Just
know.
a fucking tackle
Hold on.
shop.
So they go to the other end of the island, and they're like, "There's fuck all here. There's nothing. Like, what fucking idea was this? Whose idea was this?" And they're like, "Look, this ain't gonna fucking
Whose
work."
idea was it?
And then I don't know, one of them.
Oh, okay. Which
And then
one?
They look across, and they're like, "There's another island over there. Maybe there's some stuff over there that we can eat. That ain't fucking coconuts." So they're like, "Right, let's go for it." And then just before they set off, they're like, "There's fucking people over there." It's like they see the fires and shit, and he's like, "There's fucking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women over there. All
Fucking hell.
nice, Swedish, blonde, nice.
Swedish? Is there desert
Maybe.
islands in Sweden?
Arse. It could be.
I don't think there is, geographically speaking.
Could be. So they're like, "Look, I'm fed off fed up of having a wank and eating coconuts. We need to get across there. And all these women are there having fucking parties and eating fish and shit. And they're like, that's the life. I need to be over there with them hundreds of women.
I agree.
Been gagging for cock for fucking months. So they're like, right, we got.
I don't know. They probably, if they're on a desert island, they probably were there for a reason. Probably to get away from cunts like this on the other island.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's it. They probably kicked them off the other island in the first place.
One of them climbs a tree and he's like, look, we can swim across there, but there's issues.
What, is he going to
It's like-
fucking catapult
No,
himself?
It's like, no, there's issues. Like, at the beginning, sharks.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, sharks.
That's at the beginning.
That's at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's loads of beautiful women over there. He's like, we've got to risk it. And then he
No,
looks,
I'm
he
not
looks-
gonna lie. If anyone starts with sharks, mate, I'm out. I'm out.
See you later, man.
fuck that
If you
shit.
ever start a conversation with, by the way, all you got to do is swim past these sharks. No, I haven't.
Will
Ash.
can make a lovely mangina. I'll just stick with that.
Yeah, that's it. I'll just paint myself up nice that night. It's fine.
he looks a little bit further. And he's like, man eating crocodiles.
Just crocodiles
The
then.
second bit.
Chilling
Well,
next to the
crocodiles
shark.
don't eat men. Just crocodiles, mate. It's just a crocodile.
A little bit over there in the shallows, third section, piranhas.
Fuck.
Man eating piranhas.
So they got
I'm wetting myself here.
piranhas. It's like, right, we've got to risk it. There's some.
Are they in
big titted-
pyjamas?
No, they are. Yeah.
Piranhas in pyjamas.
There's some big titted, beautiful women over there that've been deserted, and we're three guys here. We need to get our end away. So the first one swims across. Shark comes at him, gobbles him straight up, fucks him up, big time, eaten. And the other guy's like,
I ain't going
I've
there.
seen which way the shark can come in, and I know I can dodge that. So
Shark dodging. There we go. Right,
it's like, this is a joke, remember? It's
How many blokes are on this island?
3.
All right.
You're getting it now. You're getting it. You're getting it.
No.
So he's like, I can dodge that. So he starts swimming out, thinking of all these lovely tits, women, fish. That he
That's
can eat,
nothing
not
but a
coconuts.
distraction at this point.
I know.
He needs to
And
concentrate on the sharks.
He really does.
shark comes in. He's like, dodges it.
Fucking
He's like,
hero.
fuck you, you shark. Keep going. Boom. Crocodile gets him.
Man eating.
Man or woman eating crocodile.
Yeah.
No discrimination.
So he's,
like.
no discrimination. Or transvestite eating crocodiles.
A gender regardless.
Gender, regardless,
crocodile.
crocodiles, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll eat you regardless of what gender you are.
Yeah.
So he's like, the third man's like, well, the first guy got fucked up by the shark. Can't be, I know how to dodge him, but then I need to get past the crocodile. But the crocodile come in this way, and I know I can dodge that as well.
How did he know what way the
I can
crocodile
do it.
come in?
He saw it come in from the side. I tell you.
You fucked this joke, haven't you?
I
You
haven't,
missed an
I'm getting
important.
there.
Go on.
So he's like, right, I can do that. Now I just need to think about the piranhas. So he's like, right, let's fucking go. Swims out, gets past the sharks, loving it. Proper fucking
but
loving it.
didn't
He's
he-
like, now I've just got the crocodile.
Why aren't the sharks and the crocodiles fighting?
It's been
I don't know.
10 minutes and he just
I don't
worked
know.
out the sharks
Maybe-
and crocodiles
maybe
don't belong
they're-
near each other.
Maybe they're different depths. I don't know. So he gets past that crocodile, comes in, he's boom, punches it, lovely. He's off. He's like, I've just got to get past the piranhas. If I can get past the piranhas, I'm going to get there and I'm going to eat nothing. I'm going to eat the fish. I'm not going to eat coconuts anymore. Fuck the coconuts. I've had too many of them.
Why not fuck the
So he's
women?
like, right, I'm gone.
Gonna
he's
fuck
like-
the coconut.
And he does it. He gets past the piranhas. I'm telling you. He
He's
loves
got the
it.
whole way.
He's got the whole way. And he gets up on the beach and all these women are running towards him and he's like, I fucking love it. I'm going to get laid so much. Boom. Fridge hits him.
Gets killed by falling fridge.
Yeah, but there's still one more person.
See, the great thing about... No, that was all
No,
3
two
of them.
died.
One of
Oh,
them
they
got done
crossed,
by the
yeah.
crocodile.
No, you said
one
that
of,
he didn't
one
get
of
done
them
by
got
the
done by... Yeah.
I'm listening to this back because I don't think
You listen
number
to it
2.
back. Either way, 2 of them got fucked. One of them got hit by a fridge.
I just want to make it clear, Ash telling that joke was much funnier than the punchline of the
I know.
actual
It's
joke.
about the journey, not the destination.
I love the idea that there's sharks and crocodiles out there. Like, I can only attack from the left, boys. I
Salt-
can only attack from the left.
saltwater
Like, they better come that
crocodiles.
way because otherwise I am fucked.
Well, they both got to eat.
Anyway.
I feel sorry for the piranhas in pyjamas. They got nothing.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe the piranhas and crocodiles are autistic.
He never came out
Hold
with a
on,
plan
hold
to
on.
get across
Andrew's
the
talking.
pond.
What was that, mate?
Maybe they're autistic. Leave them alone.
Maybe they're
Maybe
autistic.
they're autistic. That maybe they are autistic pajamas, piranhas in pajamas.
Autistic pajamas. I wonder what they look like. Autistic pajamas.
I just love the idea as well. There's a bunch of piranhas all going around. They're like, well, I think I might be on the spectrum, so I better go with that group. Not this one. I better go with that. That's the autistic piranha group. That one.
I bet they're more fun.
Sensory seeking
Yeah,
sharks.
just following light beams in the ocean. Yeah.
That was my shit 2 jokes, and
Yeah, no.
you're welcome.
They were exactly as you
I'll tell you
described.
what. I can get onto another joke. PlayStation 5s are selling for £1,500 on eBay.
Yeah, I've seen that. That is.
There is one up right now. I don't know if it's still or not. I saw it yesterday. £1,700 buy it now.
That is mad.
Do you know what's stupid about that though? Come 2 days, in fact tomorrow, what's the date today? 18th. Tomorrow it launches. From midnight tonight, Argos, Tesco's and Game all have consoles.
But there's also millions of stores, or well, not millions, but hundreds of stores that are literally to a stage where they can't even fulfill their
Pre-orders.
Yeah, they can't even fulfill pre-orders. And they've had to actually contact people back and be like, look, we've got to give you a refund.
But
'cause we can't
apparently the
guarantee
PS5.
it.
So I know you wanted to bring up the console wars.
Yeah.
And the Xbox against the.
So the Xbox has been shorting people's fucking electric in their house and smoking.
Apparently the smoking was people vaping, blowing the smoke into it and
What
recording.
sort of moron would spend 500 quid on a console and then try and... Tell you
Because
what,
they weren't
For
going
that
to fuck
internet
it.
video.
They just,
For
yeah,
that
to make
internet
that
video,
video.
yeah.
that
for that
cunt
content.
YouTuber smashed one up with a pickaxe, didn't he? PS5.
Yeah.
What a cunt.
That's one way to waste 500 quid.
But when you're like Mr. Bister, when you're Mr. Beast, wow,
Mr.
I can't
Beast.
speak.
Today,
Beast
Junior.
Now who's autistic?
Yeah, when you're as rich as like Mr. Beast,
Oh, yeah.
do what you want. 500 quid is a fucking.
That's the thing. When you can make a video
Nothing, yeah.
and you've got like 50 cars that equate to probably about 100 grand, 200 grand in value, and you're literally just giving them away for nothing.
And the
'Cause
rest, that would mean that each car was worth $2 grand.
they were all used. They weren't.
Yeah, but they're
brand
all
new
at least
cars,
10
so-
grand cars.
They probably
at
were
least.
probably 5-10k cars, I suppose. Yes, it
Yeah.
probably was a bit more than that. But at the
Probably
same
about
time,
£1 million worth of
the
cars.
fact that he can release that content and then know that he's going to make that back anyway.
Yeah, but most of his money comes from future sponsorship. So the way it works is they all know that he puts so much back into his videos and he's going to be the most successful YouTuber going.
And he's got constant content every single
Yeah,
day.
just gets given millions of pounds by massive companies
surprised.
just to fucking do what he wants with.
I'm not surprised. He's got
A
quite
lot
few
of it, a
sponsors.
lot of his advert placement as well is subliminal. So it's like he won't mention it, he won't wear it, but it will be there, and it will be maybe one of the people in the background is eating a Krispy Kreme donut or something like that, and I'll leave it on the table. Just eating,
What,
and
Krispy
then,
Kreme donut?
yeah, I've shat this one. I ate it 3 days ago.
But it's like the Mr. Beast gaming channel. He literally made that at the start of lockdown 1.0, and now that's already millions of subscribers.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's Mr. Beast.
To
then.
be
yeah,
fair,
but-
we should have done that. We should get a PlayStation 5
this is what I
and
was
just
saying to you
smash it
before.
up because the fucking views of people watching that.
I was saying to you before, you can record it live on your console, and then you can just literally send the content to yourself and edit
No, he
it
meant
straight
smashing
away.
up a PS5, not doing the gaming channel.
No, we should
So
definitely
it's not going to
smash up a
record if it's
PS5.
got a pickaxe in it.
What's that, mate?
It's not going to record if you put a pickaxe in it.
It's definitely fucking not. You're
Yeah,
right
he
there.
is right. He is
You're right.
Don't might.
To be honest, I couldn't afford the pickaxe, let alone the PlayStation, so I'm all right.
Yeah, still. Mate. There's so many sheds with so many pickaxes.
I'm just going to do this for my joke.
You're far too late.
You're welcome.
It's been 10 minutes.
It's 'cause
It doesn't
I forgot
count.
about
It
it.
doesn't count. It doesn't count. It's
Let
been
me
10 minutes.
go through all of the.
Shall
three
I-
sets.
shall we have a
let's
look?
play 'em all.
Shall we have a
What's
look?
pink?
Sure.
So the first one is an intro outro.
That
And then-
we are not using that for
No.
the time.
I like it.
With his friend.
Good.
The applause, yeah.
Yeah, that was for your
That's
joke.
for my joke. That's called a rim shot.
What?
Of course.
It's called a rim shot.
Type that in porno. Don't know.
And then we've got the
Don't
intro
Google
that I
that, people.
started.
I've heard that before somewhere. I think that's on I'm a Celeb.
I just stole it off a royalty-free music thing.
Yeah, I think they
Wanted
used that
19 quid
on.
for
on
Yeah, I think
How
it's
much
one
did
of
they
those
want
ones
for it?
that-
19 quid.
that means it's not royalty free. That means you have to pay for it. And if we get caught having that, then that's copyright.
Tough shit.
No, not tough shit.
But you can use 30 seconds as fair use, can't you?
What the fuck? So how did you change the amount? What did you do there?
I just swapped it because you've got them twice. And then we got champagne. Different explosion.
9/11.
Game show buzzer.
That was
Bring
quite
that
good.
shit
I
up,
like
Will.
that.
Right, Will, one of your jobs then, find 10 questions that we can go through it, and actually, if we get find like 10 random questions.
Just any 10 random questions.
Yeah, but like quite interesting. Like put some thought into it, and then where the answer is something that you might think it's not.
I'm going to do 10 random game show questions because I feel like that would be more.
Yeah, and then we all give an answer, and the winner gets
Nothing.
gets this pencil that belongs to Ashley.
Random trivia questions.
Can we get on to some more groovy news first?
Go on then. Yeah, but Will can do that in the background. That's Will's job.
So we were saying about, me and Will were talking about this. So have any of you bought any really cheap Apple products recently?
Yes. Anyone seen anything floating on Marketplace recently?
I bought an apple pie from McDonald's.
No.
Hey! Dum-dum-dum.
Oh, that's not.
No!
That's the wrong one. It worked though.
That's probably the cheapest Apple product you can buy is an apple pie from McDonald's.
It
Yeah,
probably
really
is.
is.
Unless
It
it's
really
just
is.
an actual apple and it's like 5p.
Damn!
Oh yeah.
They're not
Unless-
5p.
unless
No,
you
Granny
win-
Smiths are expensive nowadays.
Yeah, they're fucking more expensive.
Don't eat Granny Smiths.
Then
Eat
why
cheap
even
ones.
eat apples then?
Robin
What's the
Hood
point?
bitch.
What's the
So
point?
a lorry was held up. The driver and the
Yeah.
security guard were tied up, and someone stole 5 million quid's worth of Apple products.
There was
Which is
that was
good.
definitely an inside job.
God.
The security guard.
Yeah, Andrew, good job.
Yeah,
But no,
fair play.
Oh,
I was
these
looking.
are some good ones.
I was looking at upgrading my laptop to a Mac. Maybe I can pick one up nice and cheap.
Well, it's funny you bring this up because I was actually having this conversation with someone else quite recently, and you wouldn't want to actually touch any single one of them products because they've all got serial ID numbers.
Yeah,
They'll
exactly.
just be blacklisted.
Yeah.
So as soon as you connect it to Wi-Fi, as soon as you try and put a iCloud account onto it,
Yeah, that you're fucked.
it's just going to block it. No, it's just going to block the whole phone. So you can maybe use it for spares if you don't use the central main motherboard that actually like controls the sort of phone.
Even
part.
then, though, the spares and repairs, that's a fucking lot of money's worth.
I mean, you got to think if you've got 1,000 iPhone 10s that you can't use, okay, you know, massive loss. But you've got
Break 'em all up.
iPhone 10 screens that are genuine Apple products.
repackage them.
Yeah. Well, you not even necessarily have to repackage
Yeah,
them. If you
repackage
could
them,
just
fucking-
just find one of these, you know, shops that are everywhere nowadays that fix
Yeah,
your
but they
iPhone.
still come in packaging, right?
Well, yeah, true.
It's
But you
always
can say, you know,
Indians
it's-
that
just
have
have
them.
like-
just say it's a bulk order.
They don't have like everyone like that drawer that you've got at home, which is just and they just have to rifle through
a
it.
bit. Yeah.
Oh, my auntie Patula had this one in 2008.
But this is why I was saying to Ash because I know this from personal experience. I bought a broken iPhone 6, 7, whatever one it was, off of.
That sounds so cool
That's
in
mad.
the mic. So
Yeah, I bought a broken iPhone 6 or 7 off of eBay.
Yeah.
And originally I was actually only going to use it for spares to fix my phone with. But when I realised it worked, just the screen was broken,
You just-
I then just
yeah.
bought a screen for like 13 quid and was like, you know, try my luck. Plugged the phone screen in, it was iCloud locked. So there was no way you could put any account on it, nothing
so
you could
it's
do
stolen
with it.
basically.
Potentially, or it was lost. And
Someone had
and
found
someone has reported it lost on the iCloud. iCloud have blocked it.
So it was stolen.
It's not. It's one of those things. But like I was explaining to Ash, I paid £30 for that whole phone.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a risk I took when I paid that 30 quid. I could have bought a working one for £110, but
Oh, there goes your phone.
but I paid.
You're going to
30.
need to buy a new one, and I know a guy.
Oh,
It was actually a security guard.
Oh, yeah, there's a guy with a shed load of them now.
But this is-
I managed to
tell
get
you
them
what.
really loud. There we go.
this is the other thing as well, right? That must have been an inside job.
Yeah, it has
That must have been an inside job. That lorry driver must have had some inkling,
no, the security guard.
or the security guard, one or the other.
Well,
It
the
must have
one,
been
the one
or
that's
other.
there to protect it, that failed at protecting it, is probably the
At-
guy.
at the end
it's
of
not
the day-
definite that it was an inside job.
It doesn't say on the outside of these lorries what is in it.
No.
And we both know from personal experience, having worked at service stations and stuff like that, travellers and other, you know, thieving
People.
groups, or so to speak, will go out and they will try their luck. But 9
Yeah.
times out of 10, they're cutting them open and finding nothing.
Yeah, and then anyway, and then if you
What,
would,
the
the
people
one
or
with
the
a security
products?
guard is the one. That's a bit of a giveaway. If there's a security guard, you know there's something valuable.
I mean, that is a massive giveaway as well, yeah, is if there's obviously 2 of them in the cab, and one of them is, security dressed head to toe. Like, yeah,
I think
okay.
I'm going to go for that one. Hey, Bob.
But also as well,
Bob, get the hammer. I'll fan the one we're going for.
but also as well, these guys aren't sat at the docks watching them getting loaded up and that. Do you know what I mean? They're going to have someone who's going to be messaging them. That information is going to be passed along a chain. Do you know what I mean? That's not just going to have.
All you have to do is track it, give him your mobile phone, put it in his pocket, track the mobile phone.
Yeah.
Just chuck your phone in the cab and then just track your own phone.
Yeah, just follow your phone.
Fuck me, that's pretty genius.
That's not bad, It's not
Follow
bad.
your own
Although I
phone.
feel like that's expensive because iPhone's quite expensive, and them little tracker things you can buy off Amazon are like a tenner, I swear.
Nah, they're more expensive. You just
can
buy
get cheap ones,
Buy the
though.
cheapest shit
Yeah, you can
smartphone you can. It doesn't have to be an Apple.
I mean, yeah, you've got a good point actually.
and then you
'cause
just install an
there are
app.
Samsung ones you can get for like less than £100 brand new.
There's ones you can get. You can pick up a smartphone now, 30 quid brand new. Hawaii P fucking
Yeah,
whatever.
no, I forget about those Chinese.
How are we?
How are we?
How Welsh people say hello, innit? How are we?
Speaking of the Welsh,
Ashley, you're slow on your soundboard.
speaking of the Welsh, did you hear about the
Sheep.
Well, they've been around for a long time. Actually, I think I've heard about the sheep. Yeah.
What sheep?
What is a sheep? What is this
Stop making
sheep
up
you speak
words.
of?
I think it's what a lamb grows into.
Well, hey.
It is what a lamb grows into.
Maybe.
But anyway, getting on.
Do you know what adult sheep is called when you buy it to eat?
Mutton.
It certainly is.
I'll turn him into curried mutton. Wasn't that a lyric from someone somewhere?
That was. It
at
was a
one time?
gigs lyric, I believe.
Yeah.
Curried
But yeah,
mutton.
so
Curried
some
mutton.
yobbos in Wales stole an ambulance while it was in. I swear to God, this is
While
true.
there was someone in it.
What? No.
Oh,
While
fuck me, I was gonna say.
while they were in the person's house dealing with it, they're dealing with a person that's genuinely like dying.
And they've nicked
They've
the
come
ambulance.
out and the ambulance is just gone. It's just not there where they parked it. Like they've come out to it's just not there. So they've had to call another ambulance crew. Who've had to come out and help them and like collect and pick them up. They found it like a few towns over, completely smashed.
Well,
Apparently, from what
You
I gather,
can
like,
swear on here.
Yeah,
he
I don't
said
know why I did.
completely smashed his shit right
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, and apparently it was literally just abandoned on the side of the road somewhere, completely
What,
smashed
they've not
up.
found out who
See-
did it?
Didn't find
See,
anything
I-
about it.
I
They didn't have any
originally-
footage. Didn't have any nothing. They literally had nothing to go on.
As
basically, by the
if
sounds of it.
ambulances don't have at least GoPros.
But why would they? You've got to think.
Well, if something, if,
Yeah,
if
because they
someone,
need like a dash cam
They
or
might,
something.
they
don't
might do it. They might do it in the back, but that's a completely separate compartment from the front.
yeah, but these kids who have gone in the back.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There might be a camera in the physical back part, but it's not going to actually film who's driving it or who's actually in
No, but
the
the kids would have gone in the back of the. You're not going to steal an
What's it-
ambulance
yeah,
and not go
you'd
in the
think so.
back.
I don't know. Honestly,
I'd have been
honestly,
flogging
I don't
the
know.
back
It's-
anyway.
it's-
Yeah,
but
that's
if,
what
you,
it
if
is.
you're taking a car for a joyride, you probably don't give a shit what's in the back. You just want to jump in the car and joyride it.
Yeah,
Not
but then
necessarily-
that's
No,
why
I
you take
wouldn't.
a car. If you're taking an
I'd have
ambulance,
taken the defibrillators and shit and flogged them, man.
Yeah, but you got to bear in
defibs
mind,
anyone?
these yobbos have just crashed this ambulance, Pandy. They're not thinking, oh, I'll make a few quid off of that defibrillator. Do you know
They'll
what I mean?
definitely go in the back.
I
Or
originally,
have done at
morphine.
some point, I
Morphine's
suppose.
got a pretty good price on the street.
Well,
yeah, morphine does. I originally laughed and I
That's
thought
actually a
someone
really good
could.
point, because surely they could have just taken all sorts of stuff out the back. They could be running around with adrenaline, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
probably fucking dead in a ditch somewhere.
That's
Just had the best time of their life.
Under the ambulance.
That's it.
It ironically calling for an ambulance.
See, I originally laughed there, and I was like, you know what, this is quite funny. But then someone could die there if it was parked up at a service station, because those cunts are out
Actually, you
getting
laughed
something
at a
down.
mentally challenged man riding around,
In a
grief
woman's dress.
struck him so badly
In his
that he's
mother's
wearing
dress,
his
yeah.
mum's clothes.
You're right, it's fine. Who gives a fuck?
It's hilarious.
Talking about someone who doesn't give a fuck, well, actually gives a lot of a fuck. Do you watch Gogglebox?
How quick
I'm
did you
getting
do a
there.
full
Bits and
360?
Yeah. So
Bits and pieces.
you know the Indian family. I think they're Indian.
Yeah.
Sadiqs. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
brilliant. I love
I
them.
love them so
watch it
much.
every
They're
week.
so
Yeah,
funny.
they got themselves in some hot water or something.
Yeah,
didn't they?
so Daniela Westbrook has got her manager to put some legal shit together because
Oh my God.
they turned around and said, would you rather have one eye or one big nostril?
Yeah, like
Oh, no,
Cyclops or
I'll-
Daniela Westbrook.
Yeah, like Cyclops. And she's like, well, yes, the massive cocaine habit that she has just rotted away her nose.
Yeah,
and
it's
now
her
she
own
wants
fault,
to
it's
sue
self-inflicted.
someone.
If she was born with one nostril,
She's got massive tits, though.
what?
Yeah, there's loads of nude pictures online. They're
That
fucking
doesn't surprise me.
vile.
Yeah,
I
she's
remember when they were
disgusting.
going around years ago,
That
but that's
doesn't
not for
surprise
me.
me.
So, Daniela Westbrook, if you want to complain, Who cares?
Yes, yeah. Send a message to our lawyer at officialproperchat2020@gmail.com.
Yeah, feel free to
And
take
it-
all of
and
our
it'll
money because we
bounce.
have a zero.
Yeah.
So you're
I've just
welcome
spent
to
it
take,
all on a summer house insulation and a new fucking audio setup. You
Yeah.
ain't getting nothing
You're
from
welcome
me.
to take 100% of nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got a pouch of Backy and an empty can of Coke.
Yeah, that's it. I'll roll
can have
Sorry, an empty bag of Coke. She would love that
Yeah, she actually would.
for old time's sake.
Brilliant.
Christ. So we watched a TV. Well, I say we watched a TV program. Me and Lewis did. Look, Andrew, have you
I'll let
watched
the side down, I did.
Industry?
No.
Watch it.
So it's on iPlayer, and it's about a group of early 20s. Would you say?
Yeah,
But,
early to mid 20s.
Yeah, that are getting into stock selling. They work for a big bank.
Stocks, investments,
Investments
banking.
after the 2008 crash. And I started watching it. I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. It's all about them, their fucking
Lives.
their lives and how they get treated like shit, or some of them get treated like shit by their managers. But then I noticed like there's this the black girl with the main character. I can't remember her name, but she's fucking quality in it.
Yeah.
She's so good. And then one of the first thing or middle things you see of her,
Please.
she's doing that, and then she rings her fucking boyfriend or fuck buddy or something, and she's chatting away, looking for a fucking a person to lodge with her, and then she just bends over and starts fingering herself on camera for him. I'm like, that was a bit out of the blue, but I enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah, why not?
But the second episode, Christ, that Italian lady, she's a good actress as well. She's fucking stunning, and she hasn't got a great deal of Instagram followers, so I'm going to message her and see if she wants to come on.
Actually do that.
Yeah, because that was a good episode, because it's all about the fact that she comes from a rich family, but she started at this bank, and she's essentially the fucking lunch lady. She goes out and gets everyone's orders, and the episode's called what's it? Quiet and Nice. And the guy's like, look, you're not going to get it anywhere in this industry if you're quiet and nice. And it sort of starts developing.
Yeah.
It's real fucking cool.
What on earth is happening? You being attacked, Andrew?
Andrew, do you need us to call an ambulance? Because you won't get one. 'cause
Yeah,
Welsh
stolen one.
Yeah, stolen one.
That's it.
It comes with a load of Apple products.
Get some jobs turn up. Oi, bruv, do you want an Apple Watch?
You could just see Del Boy walking down, open his coat. It's like, I watch.
That is one of the ones I would buy. If no,
Morphine.
so
Morphine, Marlene.
Morphine.
so the Apple Watches in theory are the only things they couldn't block through the serial ID because it's a separate unit. The only problem is they do the ones with
I think there'd
the
be AirPods and stuff on there.
well, yeah, and that kind of
It
stuff.
might have just been little accessories.
It could
like
have
that.
all just been tiny products that equate to that amount
that
of money.
cost a
but
fucking fortune. So there's
I should imagine it's probably phones though, because if it's £5 million on one truck,
Yeah,
I should
phones
imagine it's
or
probably
laptops and
£1,000. It's probably boxes of £1,000 phones.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's probably what it is.
this Rodecaster will take a TRRS cable, which means
only
Andrew
5,000
will
phones.
be able to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, and that's more than easily be able to fit in the back of a truck. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't have a problem fitting that in the back of a truck, would you?
No, it's easy. You
But
fit
if
that in a car.
if you
Five-
you've got
well,
to think AirPods. If they're what 100,
1,000.
150 quid each, whatever they are, how many of them would you need to fill up an entire
It's
truck?
not
Do you know
even
what I
that.
mean?
Like I was saying, like this machine, the Rodecaster, will take a TRRS cable. So you can plug a TRRS cable in
What
the
the
back.
fuck is a TRRS?
It's a type of cable that plugs into this and then your phone. So like with Andrew, he's a little bit echoey and there's a little bit of background noise, but you wouldn't get that with this because
with the
it's
TRRS?
dialed straight in. But because Apple are a bunch of cunts and they've taken away the audio input and put a lightning cable in it, just to get the adapter for that's like 30 quid.
I got one.
Just for a little adapter.
I
It's
got a
like,
very cheap one
Christ.
off Amazon for like £9 for my headphones, just because I've got so many sets of old like Apple headphones, and it's one of them things. I'm not going to just stop using headphones that are perfectly good. Nothing wrong with them.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Just because they've made it so I can't use them doesn't mean I'm going to stop
It's
using
scummy,
them. So-
really, what they do.
Yeah, 100%. And then they charge you. Apparently, the new phones and stuff don't even come with them in the box. They're charging you
Yeah,
like
you
however
have to
much
pay
money to
extra
actually
for
go
it.
out and physically buy headphones.
And also, apparently, it's not coming with the block. You know the block that you put
charging
in the,
block,
the,
yeah.
the wall. and
Yeah,
then
you just get
plug
the
your
USB
shit in.
cable
They don't
now,
come
yeah.
with that anymore. It
Yeah.
just comes with USB.
It don't matter in here.
No, but
They're on about getting rid of the charging cables altogether.
I think that's mad.
What? And just doing wireless charging?
Yep.
yeah, but wireless charging ain't fucking quick enough
It's not,
for
and
that.
it's not there
No,
yet. The
they've
technology
obviously
isn't
got.
there
They
yet,
must
yeah.
have better technology.
No, they're on about it with the 12
Oh no, the 12's out now, isn't it?
or the 12 Pro or Max or whatever, my mate was telling me they're literally going to get rid of all ports.
Yeah, it'd be like the 12XS or whatever it is. Yeah.
So
It's
everything
just going to be completely wireless.
That's fucking mad.
It's one of them things.
That would really piss me off as well. You imagine if you haven't got a charger, because you know for a full fucking
Talking about this, boys. So do you not remember that my phone stopped using the charging lead and I had to have wireless everywhere?
Yes,
Because I point blank refused. The day that my 2-year contract finished, the fucking day that happened, the charging port stopped working. Kept saying that there was water in my charging port when I hadn't even been anywhere near.
I remember that happened at work. Yeah.
Hadn't been anywhere near water.
You didn't clean the cum off quick enough, did you?
No, it was obviously fucking set up that as soon as my contract finished, there was something written in it that fucking said, all right, well, we're going to fuck it if you don't get a new one.
Well, just after 2 years, they built to.
But you didn't get a new one, did you?
Just after 2 years.
Point blank refused because I could get my contract on.
Now he's just got a dead phone in his pocket all day.
No, so I actually, in the end, what I did is I paid for a new charging port. I went into one of those shops that we were talking about, 30 quid. I ended up paying 80 quid because there was something else wrong with it. I can't remember what it was, but I changed. I got a new battery because I wanted long battery life again. And it didn't actually change anything, which lets me know that it's something that's written into the phone to drain the.
It'll be the software.
A lot of it is storage and stuff. Once you've got more storage on your phone, it's harder to process.
Yeah, one
I
sec.
guarantee
Andy,
it'll be software.
is there someone like talking around you? Because I can hear like you got a telly on or something.
Yeah, I'm with my mate's flat. They're the other end of the flat, but so they're having a
Have
giggle.
they got a closet or something you can go in?
He's only just come out of that. No, it's okay.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I bought myself something the other day.
What'd you get?
I bought myself a microderma roller.
Micro.
I didn't finish saying what I was saying.
So anyway,
about
say
your
what you were
phone,
saying about your battery life and
So
your
I
charger.
got,
That sounds riveting.
So the reason that
I'm joking. Carry on, please.
So the reason that I eventually got pissed off, and it links to the iPhone 12 problem, is that with wireless charging, you can't be on your phone. You can,
No.
it's just fucking inconvenient.
Yeah,
I guess you got to be like.
got-
You have to
hold
hold
it.
the charger
Over it, right.
on it, on the...
That sounds well shit.
And yeah, it was fucking annoying. So that's why eventually I just thought, you know what, I'll bite the bullet and get a new charging port. So wireless charging only won't work for them, and they obviously don't think about things like that, the ease and the convenience of having a phone on
People
charge.
still fucking buy it though.
This
That's the
is how
problem.
it works now, to a stage where these brands don't have to think about user comfort, usability.
Alternatively, I know what they're going to do.
To a
Of
stage
course they've
where-
thought of that. They're the biggest company in the world. What they'll do is they'll have clip-on wireless chargers. So
They're
it
50
literally
quid each.
clips like a phone case that are fucking 80 quid each.
Or it'll be one of these things they'll just make you buy it as an extra. They'll just make
Yeah,
it,
well,
you
they
know,
will.
If
It'll
you,
be
if
an
you don't want if you don't want wireless charging or whatever, you have to pay 20 quid or whatever, and you get a charger pack included with your phone or something like that. They'll have made a way of getting around it that makes them money.
That's actually what I've just said. There is actually a fucking good idea. If I had loads of disposable income, I would design that and build that with wireless charger that actually clips onto your phone. So if you do have an issue
Well,
with
they
your
have.
charging port,
There's
They
the
have
magnetic
phone
ones, aren't there?
No, they
There's
have
the
phone cases like
it could
that.
be a magnetic.
So-
The magnets fuck your phones up anyway.
You can buy.
I've seen the ones where you got like the pad base, and then you got like the magnet thing that sticks to the back of your phone, kind of like what Ash is saying.
You can
about
buy
the
a phone
Can I
case
actually
now.
do that? Because I know
you-
that magnets completely fuck your phone
So you plug the.
over time.
You can plug the phone case to charge the phone case up,
separately, yeah.
and charge the phone up at the same time. And then when you unplug them both, when your phone's starting to get low on battery, the case will charge it up for you, which is a fucking cool idea.
That's fucking awesome.
I bought one of these. This was a while ago.
This is a thing that already exists.
Yeah. It's literally, it's got like a
So
bit.
basically, you get double battery life
Yeah,
because
it's
you charge
it's
your.
basically a massive rubber case that goes around the phone.
I'm getting one.
And
of
it
them.
will have a battery inside it that will have its own charge, and that will slowly trickle charge.
I'm getting
your
one of
phone
them
over time.
You see this? We're good salespeople, so if you want any sponsorship, send us some free shit and we'll sell it for you.
Yeah, we'll sell that.
We really need an iMac Pro.
Yeah.
We really need the 27-inch full HK, 4K
And really, I
HD
mean, not much
monitor.
to ask. We could also really do with a 4-bed detached house somewhere in the country.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be honest. We don't actually need it, but I just really like a new Apple Watch. So if someone fancies treating me,
I can sell you an Apple Watch.
You can sell me an Apple
I bought
Watch?
my missus a Nike Series 4 Apple Watch
Oh.
for Christmas last year. Every year I either buy a handbag or something nice.
Last
So
Christmas.
I bought
What, so
her
you're going to
Apple
sell her watch to Will?
yeah,
If she's
she's
not used
worn
it.
it 3 fucking times.
oh wow.
Yeah, well,
It's a
I
Nike Apple Watch, like so she can get texts and shit because she's not allowed her phone at work because she works with kids. and it's like she should need to answer my fucking text messages when I say, "Do you want anything for fucking dinner, or should I order a pizza?"
I like your idea behind it. I don't think your motivation is quite in the right place.
It's the same with one of my stepkids, right? When I upgraded my Apple Watch, I gave him my old one because it was winding me up when I was texting him when he was at school to do shit because he finishes at fucking 3:15 or 3:30 and I finish at 6. It's just stuff like, can you put the bins out, or can you make sure you empty the fucking, or hoover the living room or some shit?
Yeah.
And he's not allowed his phone. So I thought if he had an Apple Watch, he could just look down at it like he's checking the time, see that I've told him that he needs to do the hoovering or some shit, and do it. But
in other news, Phil Foden scored 2 goals.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's a young English player.
Football. Talking about football, I don't follow football, but you hear Ryan Reynolds is buying part of Wrexham.
Believe that they've already bought it.
That's
Clever
pretty
guy.
impressive.
He's a clever guy. He's diversified his money quite well.
So, Andrew, when are you going to buy a football club?
Never. I don't like football, do I?
No, that's what I was hoping you were going to go into a rant there about why you don't like football, but we'll just leave it there, shall
Well,
we?
it's just 22 puffs kicking around a bag of air, isn't it?
Absolutely not. I completely disagree.
You are right there.
I'll tell you what, just a segue into a subject that's not going to rattle anyone up the wrong way. Have you heard about these, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, so I apologise in advance. Daegu shoppers. Daegu shoppers that are being forced online because of COVID. And this
What's a Daegu shopper?
So
what's a Daegu? There we go.
In the most
Get my
basic,
mic
in the
in
most
the right
basic,
place.
simple version, essentially these Daegu shoppers are mostly in countries like Australia and stuff like that. They're basically coming over from China, from Japan, places where they can't easily get these products that are available in these countries. And they're going over and they're buying as much as they physically can off the shelves, to a stage where Australians have actually got up in arms about how much they're buying baby milk and stuff, to a stage where they're cleaning out entire stores. And
Like the pasta during the first lockdown.
exactly, similar kind of thing, except the problem with these guys was they were buying it to ship it back to China or to ship it back to Japan, and that's where
bad, isn't it?
and that's where the Australians were then getting obviously kind of funny about it. But now obviously all of these guys have been forced online because of COVID. But I think it's such a clever idea. All they're doing is taking an advert that's already out in Australia, wherever it is, and just relisting it in China. And they're getting paid a middle fee.
I see a video, you know, when you get these fucking people trying to sell you fucking how to make millions of pounds on Amazon on Facebook.
Yeah.
This guy goes into a shop that's like The Range or somewhere like that. And it's like, so this Harry Potter thing, I can scan it, and right here it's for £8 because it's on sale, but on Amazon it's 15 quid, so I can double my money. It's like, yeah, but you're going to buy 4 of them, put them on Amazon, and hope they're going to sell. And
wait however long for them to actually sell.
Exactly.
This is the problem with like...
I can understand drop shipping, because with like drop shipping and stuff, you're like, right, well, I'm gonna order a fucking 1,000 iPhone cases. I'm not actually going to pay for them yet, and I'm not going to store them because Amazon will fulfill my order and I just take the profit.
Yeah.
But when it's like, I'm going to actually go out to a shop and buy some fucking products that I can then just sell on Amazon, seems like a bit of a ball.
I mean, this is the thing. If you can find stuff that's going to sell and it's going to sell quickly, then obviously it's not a problem. But at the same time, yeah, could you imagine if you've bought like a garage worth of, you know, baby milk or whatever, and then you can't sell it? You're just sat on it this entire... Like these guys with this stolen iPhone stuff, they could end up sitting on this £5 million of stuff and just have literally nothing they can do with it.
Did you see that lady that makes thousands of pounds selling her breast milk?
I've seen some weird ones lately. I saw one that was it's a woman who makes like 40 grand a month or something stupid like that, just sending pictures of her feet to people online.
Mate.
Oh, that's
I need to get into that.
a month.
You need to,
A
yeah,
month.
You'd only get 80% though.
Yeah,
No,
your furlough,
amputee porn.
mate, your furlough.
amputee porn. That's right. Yeah.
To be fair, that's
The
probably a
old
niche.
elbow up
That's
the
probably a
chaff.
niche there.
No, 100%.
There's definitely a niche.
If you
You
go-
never
go-
watched amputee porn,
Go on Google and search
can
for
safely say I
nugget
haven't.
porn.
nuggets,
Nugget porn.
or as in like chicken nuggets.
No, just search for nugget porn on Google and then click on images.
on
You're
images.
welcome.
Just move your mic a little bit closer to
Oh,
you.
sorry,
Lewis.
mate.
There we go. That's
I know
better.
exactly what will come up.
Yeah.
What's going to come up when you search
Amputees
nugget
getting
porn?
banged.
Is that what nugget porn is?
Do it.
It's not specifically sort of just like a normal amputee. It's like they've
It's like a
got
triple
no
or
arms
quadruple
or legs.
amputee, yeah.
Yeah, Andrew
Yeah.
goes.
Like a triple or a quadruple amputee. That's pretty.
Quad.
That's pretty mad.
Well, Andrew's
What
only
amputees?
lost a toe, so you're not really much. Although you're an amputee, you're not really like a pro. You ain't got a fucking arm nub, have you?
You know what it is? It's like he's turned up at Boy Scouts and he's just needed the badge that day. So he's just taken the smallest part off him that he can. I need my badge, I need my badge.
Oh,
Bless your heart.
so what else have we got? What other goodies are in the news at the moment?
I was 2 goals away from 500 quid.
Oh, that's a bit shit.
Motherfucker.
Well, has anyone been reading about these bans that are coming in 2030 about electric and diesel?
Yes, I wanted to talk about that.
So have
and
you
I
actually
completely
heard now
forgot
that?
Yeah.
Have you heard now they're actually banning on planning the sale of petrol and diesel as well?
Yeah, well, they have to.
But that's mad. But that means
Fucking hippie.
any used car is
Hey,
useless.
I've got an electric car.
Yeah, but that means any used car is useless. So that means like 90% of this village then cannot.
No, I'll tell you.
function.
I'll tell you what they'll do, and this is what I think they'll do. Being in the trade myself, they will ban the sale of new petrol and diesel cars.
But then surely they still have to sell the
because
fuel.
eventually, yeah, they'll still sell the fuel.
But that's what I'm saying. They're currently at the moment they're on about banning the actual sale
See,
of the fuel.
The thing with this, right, is they could convert everyone to electric cars fairly easily. All they'd need to do is make it so it would be 30 grand to buy a Fiat 500 petrol, or it would be 20 grand to buy a Fiat 500 electric.
The reality is
where
as well
it's
is
heavily subsidised. But then the other argument is, like you say, where are you going to fuel it and stuff?
that then becomes the problem. Is it's not like they can turn around tomorrow and pull out every single petrol, diesel pump, all that, and
but
replace it with an electric charge pump by tomorrow.
And
That's going to be
also
fast charging and give you enough distance to be able to get to your next.
Is the natural is the national
Grid.
electric
Yeah.
national grid going to be able to function
With
with
millions,
everyone
millions of
of
cars.
people plugging their cars in?
At the same time, every single day.
Yeah.
I don't
What
see
was
it.
there's 100 people queuing at a station to charge their car?
Well, imagine
no,
that as well.
45 minutes.
What's going to happen to petrol stations? They're going to become some
They're
massive
going to be charging
supermarket.
stations.
Yeah, they're going to
The
become some
Tesla,
massive supermarket
right?
because you're going to plug in your car and you've got half hour to do whatever. So they're going to want to sell you as much product as
If
they can, and they're going to build a
The
massive
only way this will
supermarket
work is if ordinary manufacturers do what Tesla have done. So if you go to a Tesla supercharger, you plug it in, and 15 minutes later you've got 175 miles range.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
15 minutes. And if they turn around and say, right, well, every supermarket will have, I don't know, 100 chargers, you think that's going to do
thing
it,
is,
or
if-
How
every-
big is a fucking fuel station going to be?
Well, this
it's
is
not
gonna
that.
be the
It's
other
not
thing
going
as
to be
well.
that big.
Well, you got to think they've got what a normal station has 12 pumps, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to think there's probably going to be at least
If that,
50, at
most
least-
roadsides don't have 12. Most they have barely
It-
6.
It's 6 to 10, say an
Yeah.
average of 6 to 10, right? If you're converting
It's
them to electric,
impractical.
you're going to probably need double that minimum, really.
You say it's
Electric
impractical,
cars are
Andrew.
impractical.
I've got an electric
I
car.
don't
Hold on.
believe they're
Hold on,
impractical.
please.
No, I don't.
I've
think
done 1,400 miles, and that 1,400 miles in actual electric that I've paid for is 50 quid's worth. You cannot
Right.
buy a petrol car or a diesel car that will do 1,400 miles on 50 quid's worth
unless
of fuel.
you're in like Albania,
Appreciate
where petrol
it.
is like 2p.
I appreciate it's more expensive, but they're a lot more practical. It's 5 minutes to fill up a fucking petrol or diesel and fuck off again.
Yeah, but
Instead
it's
of
fucking the world up, Andrew.
Yeah,
Don't-
you
don't-
do
And you
realise
get
that if a fucking
double to triple
Yellowstone
the
car-
mileage.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, I completely agree with you from that standpoint. From the user ease standpoint, of course, petrol diesels are easier. We've been using them for like 40, 50 years. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, all this electrical...
By that
technology
logic,
is new.
Andrew, by that logic, you should be getting an aeroplane everywhere.
yeah,
Because it's the
If
fastest,
I could
quickest,
afford it, I
easiest,
would.
yeah.
yeah. So would I.
But you know, this is the thing: is eventually, even if we don't do it ourselves, at some point, all of these resources are just going to run out, and we are going to.
Why don't you motorbike everywhere, Andrew?
Because it's cold.
Oh, there you go.
It is.
Well,
it's not.
but you
like-
can
Don't be a
afford it.
bitch. Yeah, put an extra jacket on.
There's only so much you can do. Or what, if it's wet, it just becomes dangerous.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, right? I from my experience, how many miles a day do you do, Andrew?
Probably at least 20, 30.
So you do 30 miles a day maximum, yeah, on your average day.
Yeah, probably.
You've got a charge point at home, let's say. You plug in and your car gets 165 miles range. You're going to
Right.
get 5 days use out of that, and it's going to cost you 4 quid. Or you can put a tank of fuel in and it's going to cost you 50 quid. And
Yeah.
I bet my
But what
car.
about when I want to do a long run?
Yep. All right. I
Don't
tested
need a
this.
car to run.
No, I tested this. I go to, when it's not cancelled, Download Festival, right? Or in fact, let's not say download. Let's say my grandma's house. My grandma lives 250 miles away.
Yep.
I can drive 140 miles and get to a service station. I can plug my car in, go and get something to eat, go to the toilet, have a couple of smokes, get back in my car, and it's charged again. And then I carry on.
5 minutes wasted.
40 minutes wasted. So
Yeah,
you're
I'd
telling
rather
me
not.
on a long trip you won't stop to get something to eat or go to the toilet or anything like that?
Not generally, and if I really do need to piss, I'll piss on the hard shoulder.
Yeah, you're going to get hit by
Going
a
again.
truck.
I ain't been hit yet.
Yeah, touch wood, you don't. Yeah, we don't want to get you hit by a truck. That'd just be sod's law. Tomorrow we see in the newspaper, like, Andrew's hit by a truck.
I'm just
And
reading. I'm just
to
reading.
be
up
honest,
here in the Times, and
Every man that's got into cars, it's been like, oh, I love the sound of it. I love the way it fucking goes. Fucking, I love the way I can do this to it, that to it. What can you do to a fucking electric car? Plug it into a computer or put some fluffy dice in it.
No, what you do is you put an extra motor in it and make it twice as powerful as it originally was. Have you not? There's
And probably more heavier.
There's a guy.
Yeah,
You say that.
Andrew.
There's a guy in America. Hang on. There's a guy in America who built an E36, right? And he took a Tesla Model S underneath, basically one of the. I think it's the P100 or whatever it is. You know, the high-powered
Yeah, the
one. with
P100D ludicrous.
Yeah, with the
Does
the
0 to
ludicrous mode
60 in 3 seconds.
under 3 seconds and all that kind of craziness. Well, obviously that's in a heavy Tesla. In the BMW, they've only used half the battery pack. So immediately that's half of the weight saved. And also, a Tesla is heavy on its own, just without all the electrical stuff in it.
Yeah.
An old BMW is light as anything, especially when you take the rust savings into account. Isn't that right, Pandy? But, you know, and this guy literally built it in his shed just to prove that he could do it. And this thing is absolutely mental.
It's a
you
demon.
know.
I'll tell you what.
You're talking under 3 seconds, 0 to 60. You're talking 0 to 100 in like 5-6 seconds. Like, it's stupidly
I've
fast,
been-
and it's drivable every day.
Yeah.
You can drive that on the road every day.
I've
It's not like
been-
a project car. Like, say for example, the petrol equivalent, right? So say you go out and you buy a 2JZ, which is a motor out of a Toyota Supra. For those people who
Yep.
don't know cars very well, you put a massive twin turbo kit on it. You make 1,000 wheel horsepower. You know, 1,500 horsepower at the crank. You're making stupid, ludicrous power. To actually make that work every day.
It costs you a fucking fortune.
Well,
And
it's not only going to cost you a fortune to make it constantly work every day, but also to actually expect to be able to jump in that and then just be able to drive it to the shop every day. That's unrealistic.
You wouldn't get a car like that. You get that car like that for the love of it, the love of the sound of the engine, the power.
Don't get me wrong. At the same time, I'm sure the pops and the bangs and the crazy twin turbo noises of that JDM
It's a
engine
turn
would
on,
be,
don't get
would
me
be
wrong,
amazing. Yeah, it would be amazing. But at the same time,
acceleration I get out of my car,
yeah.
it's not rapid, it's not Tesla speed, but it's fucking quick.
No.
And I bet it'd give your BMW a run for its money.
This is the other thing is
Probably would. My BMW is not fucking fast at all.
But also, it's the usability.
When I
it's the
put my foot on
usability
the
of it.
accelerator, when I put my foot on the accelerator, I'll just met with the sound of fucking silence. I'll be bored in 5 minutes.
It's one of those
Do you not
things
listen to
you get
music
used
when
to
you
it.
drive?
You get used to it. It's one of those things you do get used to it.
Do you not listen to
The
music,
thing
Andrew?
is, we're gonna carry on doing this all night because Andrew's a petrol head. He loves his cars. He loves his motorbikes.
No, so am I.
I'll tell you what I
I
love.
can see the advantages of electric.
I love a £250 fuel bill saving every month.
Well, yeah, there is that.
That's
I'd
what I
rather
like.
spend it.
But you do that. It's all subjective. Isn't it?
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, there was plenty of times where I could have picked, you know, putting money to other things or putting it in the tank of my car and just going for a drive or burning the back tyres off or whatever it was that I wanted to do. And I would just pick putting the petrol in my car and burning the tyres off, even if it was costing me £65 a tyre. Do you know what I mean? It's just fun.
My car's
Yeah, but you can keep doing that. One's practical and the other's fun, and that's the way the world's
Oh
going.
yeah, 100%. And I'm not.
Electric
I'm not
is going to
disagreeing that.
become more and more practical, and the other is going to be
I
track
don't think
days.
it's the solution.
No,
I
we've
think
had this
there'll be
conversation
something
before.
else.
Yeah, I do think that. that
At
there
the
needs to be
moment, my car's parked on my drive. I'm not using it, and it's gaining mileage every second. It's sat there charging, and it's going to cost me like £4, £5 for
I
full
think
charge.
is it Honda that are looking into hydrogen?
There's a lot of companies that are, but
But
also
I think Honda have made the furthest. Like actually, they've made an engine that would work. If I'm correct.
Audi are doing wireless or designing wireless charging for your car.
for your car.
So you pull onto your drive,
And
the
there's a
same as your
wireless mat
phone
there.
would, and there'll be a wireless mat there, and
Yeah.
it will charge it. as you...
Think of the not radiation, but think of the shit that thing's kicking out.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, probably.
you stand on it and you learn to
No,
fly.
it'd be radio waves.
You get ball
It would be
cancer
radio.
instantly.
Oh, yeah, so it'd be giving off a radio frequency. So yeah, in theory there would be radio waves.
Literally stand over the top of it and your hair falls out.
Imagine that, you're showing it to your friends, like, look, it's really good, and your hair just all falls out as soon as you step on the mat.
I can look from me to Joe Rogan in 30 seconds.
Go on, stand on there, man.
But I think...
Start charging people for skinhead haircuts.
Can you imagine if every single supermarket, every single multi-storey car park, every shopping centre had wireless charging on their car parks? By the time you go into town, do your fucking shopping, you browse around some shops.
Well, it justifies you paying that much for parking.
Yeah.
You could have a ridiculous premium and it don't matter.
Was it you I was talking to before about Saab's technology at the moment?
Saab went bust years ago. Hey.
Well, yeah, but Saab had developed a driverless car in like the 80s, 90s.
You know, driverless cars do exist and they are actively used in America.
Yeah, they've been around for years.
Yeah,
Like Domino's delivery drivers in America, most of their cars are driverless.
Yeah.
So
it's been around for a while, but anyway, so Saab were the first ones to so to speak come out with the proper technology that actually works.
Yeah.
But the way they did it was basically it was like magnets in the ground, like they have to embed magnets in the ground, and the car would follow the path.
Basically, they made a train.
Essentially, but it knew
A
when
tram.
to start and stop,
Yeah.
and you could make it turn and like. It was quite clever. Like the way they'd done it, it was quite smart. But again, it was like using the basic technology they had available at the time.
Something tells me we're missing a trick with magnets.
Well, look,
There's got to be some form of pretty, what do they call it? Perpetual
motion.
Yeah, something that can be done with
As
magnets.
soon as
I
someone
think the problem is
designs...
with perpetual motion is there's not really a proper true form of perpetual motion that we've discovered yet. Anyway,
I'll
No,
tell
but I
you
think
what,
that
though.
I think the secret lies in magnets, and they just haven't.
I think there's good potential there.
Don't they sell kitchens?
Fucking good ones.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. If someone did turn around, say us three were super intelligent, and we're like, we're going to create a perpetual motion machine that way you can put it in your car and it will just go and go and go, and you won't need to plug it in, and then you would get assassinated. You would get fucking killed for that. If you tried to bring that to market,
there was a guy in
you would
America who
get
had
bought
worked
out or
to
killed.
convert, I think it was diesel engines to run on a mixture of like water and oil. And he'd actually worked out, because basically with diesel engines, it's under compression. It's not just burning the fuel. So because it's compressing the water and then turning that into steam, that's enough to essentially turn it into like a steam engine, basically. So,
But on a scale where it's just...
and
gonna
literally
go.
like a couple of months later, this guy turns up dead in like random situation and random circumstances, and like all of his designs are
think-
gone, and no one can find.
Yeah, a bit like Tesla.
Yeah, I'll say it, and I think there's a lot of people in this world that would either agree with me, or in fact all of them would agree with me, but they will disagree publicly. If someone turned around to me and they were threatening my $1 trillion industry, I would kill them.
Of course.
If that
of
means
course.
billions out of your pocket, you're going to kill that person.
The reality is, if you look at
I
history,
don't
on
know.
the
I
side-
don't think everyone. I don't agree with that.
Would you not?
I think if you're that rich already and you see something come through, if you're that rich, you just steal their idea. You don't need to kill them. You just go, yeah, cheers for that. I'll give you. Here's a couple of billion. That's mine. Now. On your way.
And then you just keep it
Is
in
it,
your
is it
pocket.
easier to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you just don't. You just say cheers for that. If that goes anywhere, get them to sign a
NDA.
NDA, and then that's that done.
But
Fuck off.
from their perspective, is it easier to just squash it before it starts, or because you got to think?
The only thing
from
is,
that
it's
perspective, if that
listen,
guy is
you're
doing it
better
at
off
home
not
in a
killing him
garage-
but he might have something in place that if I die, you've got. If you don't kill him,
Like a dead man switch.
Yeah,
dead man
so to
switch.
speak,
Yeah. They could have something that if he says, look, if one of us came up with that idea, we would tell as many people as possible that we can trust.
Oh yeah.
So that if we got killed, you say, look, there's the blueprints. If I turn up dead because somehow I've fallen
Because
asleep,
she was
with a
alive
toaster
when
in
she
my
went
mouth.
to sleep. How'd you wake up dead?
If I turn up dead, take that and go and expel that to the world. And
That guy.
however, if you pay someone, you say, I want all of the information you've got given to me because I'm going to give you all this fucking money.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And then, so you're actually safer doing that, I think.
I think with an industry like that, with the car industry especially, is if you've got a guy coming in that's literally like, I can teach you how to take your 30, 40-year-old engine and I can teach you how to make it run on a product you can literally get out of your tap.
At the end of the day,
For
mate,
nothing.
fucking motorbikes can run on sunflower oil. That's not. That's
well,
not. That's
all
cheaper
diesels
than-
can. All diesels can.
Yeah,
All diesels can run
that's
on
got
oil.
to be cheaper
All
than.
diesels can run on oil.
That's-
But by mixing it with the water and diluting it with the water, you
Saving more money.
Yeah, you up your volume, but to a stage where once the car's actually running, it can basically run on just the water. The oil is to lubricate it, to keep the engine working, all that kind of stuff. So
You talking about that reminds me of 42, who again is one of my favourite YouTubers now of all time.
42.
Yeah, 42. If we've got being pedantic about homeopathy.
Homeopathy.
Yeah, so basically,
I butchered that word.
Yeah.
Homeopathy.
basically, fake cures to illnesses. You know,
Like placebos.
they're not actually. So people stand by them and believe they work.
Do you know what my biggest argument?
Do you know
for
how
that is?
diluted they are? They are diluted to a point that one full-sized regular drip would have to go into all of the water in the entire world. That's how diluted this is.
That's mad.
These
Did you
cures are-
watch? What was that
Well,
fucking
what
film?
makes me laugh with homeopathy, just a random subject change, is obviously homeopathy and all that kind of stuff has been around for thousands of years. It's
Yeah.
like, the idea is it's like these Indians, found a herb and, you can
Yeah.
grind this up. So all that's come from
The
that.
ones that did work,
But all the ones that did work, scientists
now
have
medical-
tested,
yeah.
and they are now an actual
Thing.
pill, tablet
Yeah.
product you can go out and buy. The ones that didn't work are the ones they went, you're
This
right, mate,
doesn't
you
work.
can keep that, you can call that homeopathy,
Yeah.
and you can sell that to idiots who have no idea what they're talking about. And that's the
But
reality of it.
what
It's
it is-
hundreds of years ago, scientists did this, not yesterday, not 2
No.
weeks ago, hundreds of
The-
years
but
ago.
the other thing is as well, guys, is some of these things will work, but
Some of it's just
they
mental
haven't been
as well.
tested.
Some of
enough.
it's just going to be mental as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just because someone's telling you it's going
Fucking
to work
mental
like that.
mate.
Fucking mental, mate.
Have you?
It's the whole placebo effect thing, isn't it? If you believe enough that it's going to
Placebo does work, scientifically proven.
Yeah, it has been.
Placebos work.
Yeah, it has been.
the
it's because
power of the mind?
It is the power of the mind.
Wrong one. So, have you seen? You said about diluted and shit in water. Have you seen the film Spotlight?
No.
Mark Ruffalo. So it's
I've only
I've
about,
heard of that. I've heard of that.
it's about a company that was actively poisoning a town by
Yes.
dumping.
Yes.
They're the
Based
people
on a
that
true
produce
story.
Teflon.
Based on a true
And
story. This
he
actually happened in
battled
America.
them legally for like 20 years.
Did he win?
And finally won because he realised that these people in this town, like their livestock were dying, they were getting cancer, like all sorts of shit.
Skin
Because
diseases, all
the company that was creating Teflon, which is really fucking dangerous for you, which is on pretty much every pot and pan you buy,
Yeah.
has really bad effects on the body
So why do we put it on our cooking utensils?
because it stops stuff from sticking.
It's easy to produce, cheap to make, non-stick coating. That's pretty much the
Yeah,
reality
that's
of
it.
But it's
And they can-
horrendously poisonous.
and they can mass manufacture it. But it's the same.
to
with,
be
it's
fair,
the
I
same
think I
with
saw a
millions of things, mate.
documentary about that. Weren't kids being born with like real bad
deformities and
deformities
shit, yeah.
in this entire town?
like
There's a,
three eyes
there's a
and shit,
movie
all sorts of
about
stuff,
it, and it's fucking.
There's a
phenomenal.
documentary about it, bro. It was on Channel 4 a couple of years ago.
Anyway, Andy, what are you up
This
to?
roll-up is
You
nice,
haven't
mate.
talked for a while. You having a quick wank?
No, just on Facebook.
Have you,
Oh,
have you watched
oh,
anything good
wonderful.
lately?
Just literally. Yeah, we are just keeping him though. He can say.
Well, have you watched
lovely
anything good lately, Pandy? You seen anything good on TV? What you been watching?
No, to be honest, I started rewatching Red Dwarf. I got that bored.
You love your
Ain't there
Red-
like
Red
30 years worth? You'll finish that series when you're 60.
I swear he's watched it like 2 or 3 times at this point, and he's still.
There's only 8 seasons.
Is there only how many episodes a season?
It
And
was-
a couple
it
of
was repaid to
terrible
death.
AA adverts.
Yeah.
10?
Oh, is that all there is? There's only 80 episodes of Red Dwarf. I feel like I've never ever seen the same episode
But
twice.
apparently
you
there's
don't
only
want
like,
to either.
apparently there's only
I
two
hate it.
seasons of
It's
Mr.
not
Bean. Do you remember watching Mr. Bean when you were a
Nah,
kid?
there's like 5 seasons.
Apparently there's like literally a couple of seasons.
There's 5. No, you're thinking of Faulty Towers. There's about 5 seasons of Mr. Beans and shitloads of specials. Because
Yeah,
I
no,
remember
that's
because
fair
I had all the DVDs at Mr. Bean ones. They were all just different colours. There was
Do
like
you-
red one, which was one series, green, yellow, blue.
Do you
6
remember?
per season.
Did you 6 per season? Was it?
Yeah, looking at it on Netflix
Oh,
now.
wow.
Ah, see, do you remember the Mr. Bean 2012 Olympics.
Yes,
With the
that
orchestra
was
where he's just
funny.
going dum 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 dum
Yeah.
dum 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 dum, and then he's like trying to blow his nose. He's like
Yeah.
dum dum dum, and he's like realised he can't do it, and his tissues are in
Yeah.
his bag, so
And
he
he's
gets
trying
the
to, like, reach the
umbrella, and he's
key
like dum
and-
dum
yeah.
dum, and then he just carries like he's written on his phone. He's like dum 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 dum, and then all of a sudden he just looks up, and everyone else is stopped, and he's just still going dum 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 dum, dum, and then he just looks around and he goes finishes it off like
Yeah, he does like
it's fucking amazing. It's so
Mr.
good.
Bean's quality.
Oh, it is brilliant.
It'd be good if Ryan Atkinson pulled one out of the
Do you
bag.
know why he made Mr. Bean? Because he
Is it
had,
actually his creation? Then?
yeah, he had a
Didn't someone challenge him as well and said that there was no way that you could ever make a TV show
Well,
just
it's not
from
just
like
that,
facial
but he had a-
movements?
he
And
had
was
like a-
okay, I bet I can.
he had a
And apparently that's where it started from what
he
I
had a stammer. He couldn't get his words out. He had a
What,
stammer.
Rowan Atkinson?
Yeah, and he weren't getting any jobs. So he was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a TV series where all my acting is in my face. And I don't say a fucking word other than whatever the fuck he says.
Yeah,
Teddy.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that's it. That
and
was a good
smashed
one.
it. And now he's banging James Acaster's ex-missus and he's driving around in a fucking £1 million car.
Yeah.
He was
Well-
written off twice.
Well, yeah, I was about to say he was actually one of the first ever celebrities to buy a McLaren F1 in the UK, and he's one of the only celebrities to write it off not once but twice and to have it rebuilt by the manufacturer.
So why didn't he just get a new one?
Basically, if you ever want a car that will constantly
can't.
be fixed,
Can't get a new one.
you can't. Yeah, McLaren F1 they made I think 50 of them around the whole world, and they're going for millions now, millions, like stupid
How
amounts.
do you write him off?
Well,
He
crash it.
crashes it.
Yeah, but like more
Because it's a
detail.
powerful car and it's
And,
probably
but
wet.
the thing is, so basically, if you ever get mega minted, mega rich, the best thing you can do is buy a car that is such a high value, like a Chiron Special Edition or something like that, something that's so rare and so special, the manufacturer will not allow you to have it not on the road because they've only got like 50, 100, 150. They cannot allow that however many £1 million worth of vehicle to just disappear from their.
What, so
their
they'll
line.
fix them for free?
So they will. Well, no, they don't fix them for free, but they'll do it at obviously I assume
Cost, pretty
probably
much.
a reduced cost, I should imagine, because they're fully aware that you're not going to want to drive around in a written off one when you could just spend a couple of million and buy a brand new one again. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, like it's happened with Ferraris. So the Ferrari F40, the Ferrari F50, stuff like that. A few, I think it's about 10 years ago, and I'll have to correct myself if I'm wrong on this, but Ferrari were actually physically going to people that owned these cars and were being like, look, if you don't let us take it back to Italy, service it, maintain it and fix it, we will start a court proceeding to remove the car from your ownership. So they will
Yeah,
literally
'cause they're
take
not
the
being
car
looking
off
after
them
'em.
because they're not basically Ferrari have this specific thing when you buy one of their high-end vehicles that if you don't follow the rules of the branding and everything else, because they did this with a Dead Mouse, I think, the guy with the head thing,
Yeah.
and he had his Ferrari all plastered up.
I put a dead mouse in one of
And,
my boss's drawers once.
Well, he got an injunction from Ferrari themselves saying that if you do not remove all your stickering, all your brand and all your promotional stuff off your Ferrari, we will come and take
What's
your
the
Ferrari.
point in having a car like that if you can't customise it?
Well, this is the thing. But what makes me laugh is if you did that to a Lamborghini,
They don't give a
they'd
shit.
love it. They'd love it, mate. Chances
'Cause
are
it's
they'd
good
probably have you. They'd
advertising.
probably
If
have you
you've
into
got-
one of their events.
If you've got someone like Dead Mouse that's
Let's drive one of your products.
exactly, they're going to want you showing it off. I've got to go to the toilet, so I'll be back in a minute. Carry
The
on.
crazy high-end car industry is just mental in itself. I mean, it's mad to think that when we were young, you could have got a classic Jag for the same amount of money you'd pay for a brand new Ford Mondeo. Well, you can't even buy a brand new Ford Mondeo now; they don't sell them anymore. But for the similar cost of a Ford Mondeo, you know, and now you'd pay, you know, the price of a small mansion. You know,
What, for
you're
a foot?
talking-
What?
So an original Jag XKR, for example, right? Or,
Yeah.
or even older Jag than that would have when we were young, when we were say 8 years old,
Yeah.
would have cost us probably around the same price as a Ford Mondeo for like a a poor condition one, needs work, needs fixing up. Now you couldn't even buy a rusted out one for probably less than a couple of mil.
That's fucking mad.
And
isn't it?
that's just in like 20 years. You're actually better off if you're savvy about it. You're better off putting your money into high performance cars and supercars than you are in a bank. Because I've actually watched a video on a guy who basically.
Well, you're better off out of all of that putting it in property.
Well, even then, property can dip. Whereas
Very rarely.
Whereas normally, especially hypercar sales, cars that start at 2 million
Property
plus
didn't even
never
dip.
below 2 million plus. Very rarely will they ever dip below
That's
2 million
true,
plus.
but then it's a 2 million outlay. With property, you can mortgage it.
True, but then the thing is with cars, especially with financing, as Ash knows himself, when you're taking the value of that vehicle upon you, you never take the full value of the vehicle.
Right.
It's this really weird situation. So you could finance a £2.3 million car, and that car is still a £2.3 million asset, but you've not paid £2.3 million for it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas I suppose you could do the same thing with a mortgage, essentially. You know, you've mortgaged that however many £1 million property, you haven't paid however many £1 million for it, but it's still worth that money.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So, and the thing is with cars is there's not as much control around the leverage of money on cars and all that kind of stuff and everything else. So,
Yeah.
you still there, Pandy?
Yeah, I'm going to chip though. An hour and a half.
All right, mate. Yeah, all right. Well,
mate,
cheers
you
for
won't keep
coming
it.
on, Andrew. Next time you come on, you'll have to...
Just a quick one, right? If you had to pick top 3 cars right now off the top of your head, because we're talking petrol head and stuff and we're talking cars, top 3 cars, top of your head.
R34 GTR.
Nice.
Standard.
Nice.
Probably an E30 M3.
Very nice. Very nice.
And what else? Something newish. Probably the autobiography range.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. That's
That'd be like my daily fucking run around, and then the other 2 would be my fucking rag around.
Yeah, no, I get that, mate. I would honestly really like an E30, but I don't know why. The idea of an E30 touring has been really... You're looking at me like I'm
My
talking
mate's got
gibberish.
one.
I just don't have a clue.
So basically,
Let's have one of them, mate.
so
My
essentially...
mate just built one.
Oh, what, a touring?
Yeah. Built it from there,
Oh,
and got a shell, put an M50 in, and he's rebuilding an M52 engine, which is going to turbo,
nice.
put that in at some point.
Yeah, B28.
E36 fucking gear, no, an E39 fucking gearbox, I believe. Z3
Oh, yeah.
rear arms.
Yeah, honestly, it's crazy, mate, what some people are doing with these cars. It really is. I mean, I can't wait to get another project started at some point. But yeah, I mean, the idea of an E30 touring is really... So to explain it to the viewers and to Lewis as well. So with BMW...
Let Andrew chip anyway, because he wants to go. He said he was...
yeah, go on then, mate. I'll let you get off anyway. But
Cheers for coming on, Andrew.
thank you for everything, mate. Really appreciate it.
When,
we'll
when are
catch
you
up
coming
again.
down? When are you back down this way?
Hopefully soon, because I'm not, we're dispersed from work at the minute. The only reason I didn't come back fucking the other week was fucking because my sister was having to self-isolate.
Okay then. All right, mate. Well, give us a shout when you're back down.
Will do, bud.
All right, mate. I'll speak to you later.
Good to speak to you, mate.
Right.
Have a good one.
In a bit.
In a bit.
Bye.
Sweet.
Yeah,
It's
so
nice to have him on.
that was nice to have him on. It's nice to talk to someone that likes cars as well. It's nice to be able to talk cars sometimes. I feel like I don't get to do that enough anymore.
Yeah, well, you'd see Mark a bit. Mark's into his cars. Anyway, this is a bit off topic. What were you saying?
So going back to what we were originally talking about before, so BMW have this thing basically the model number and year and production of that car is down to the chassis number. So the original sort of 3 Series BMW back in like the 1980s was referred to as the E30 chassis because that was the designation code it was given by the manufacturer.
Right.
And then the model I had was the E36. So that's like the progression on from that. And then the one that like Stephen had, the silver one, the convertible, that was the E46, which was what obviously Andrew had in white, which is not the convertible version.
That was a lovely little car that Andrew had.
That's it. So do you remember when we were working at the Little Chef together and I had the blue 5 Series?
Yeah.
Well, so that would have been an E39 chassis. I was actually talking with Ash about that earlier because I don't know if there's anyone out there who's had much experience with it at all, but that was the first time I've ever driven a V8. That car was originally a 2.5 litre and it was converted to a 4.4 litre V8 and I bought that off of eBay for £800. Some guy's project car that he hadn't finished.
Surely the engine's worth more than that.
No, back then, mate, they were peanuts. Nowadays, that engine's probably about $3-4 grand engine.
Really?
Yeah, this is the crazy thing. If I'd have kept all of the old BMWs I've bought for like £500, now each one of them would be worth about £2 grand each minimum. I see a guy selling one with no engine in it for £1,500 the other day.
Fuck it.
That's how much the value. Like Corona has done madness to the used car industry. It really has. Like I remember back in the day. Well, back in the day, as you well know, I've dabbled in used car sales. To anyone I've sold a car to that might be listening to this, I apologise in advance. I've dabbled in a bit of the buying and selling, and I never had a problem finding a car for like 200 quid anywhere. Do you know what I mean? There's always someone that's trying to get rid of a car and they just want rid. They don't care. Do you know what I mean? They just want rid of it, and that's not normally a problem. Now, can't find one for love nor money. Some of these cars aren't going from less than sort of £500 to £1,000. And some of these people are selling cars like on Facebook Marketplace, no MOT, you know, not been on the road for like a year.
Quid.
I want £1,000 for it, no offers, I know what it's worth. Like, no one is going to come and knock on your door. Exactly. Honestly, it's madness, mate. It is absolute madness.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that some people are, you know, old Ford Fiestas, an 18-year-old Ford Fiesta is probably worth, what, a couple of £100? Like, the cheapest one I've found is like £500. Like, why would you pay that for like a
Shitty old piece of
20-year-old
fucking wank.
Fiesta? Yeah. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, right, anyway, to update you, Ash, Andrew's gone.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got him to pick his just random because we were
Hold on,
talking
Andrew's gone.
Andrew's gone.
Andrew's gone.
He's gone, mate.
So
Where's
just to
he
update
gone?
you, we were randomly talking about random top 3 cars. If you had to pick off the top of his
A
head,
touch. It's getting a bit smoky.
just if you had to pick top 3 off the top of his head, and yeah, he said a R34 Skyline GTR, BMW E30 M3, and
It's on the table somewhere, I think. Oh, no, it might not be.
and he said what was his last one? I can't remember what he said would be his daily driver.
The something
Not
to
an
do with
electric
Range
car.
or something, Range Rover, Land Rover, something like that.
I would never buy a Range Rover.
It was something, what was it that he said?
I can't. I honestly can't.
Autobiography or something.
Oh yeah, that's
Range
Range Rover
Rover
autobiography.
autobiography.
Yeah, which is the all singing, all dancing. Basically,
Mate, the only car that I'd have right now is quite affordable as well. It's BMW Y8, but I'm hoping they bring out a fully electric one of them.
They
See,
drive
my-
like shit.
Mine's even more affordable than that. I would have
Couldn't
a
give
4
a
Series
fuck.
coupe.
It
I would
looks
have
cool, but they drive like shit.
I would be
Probably
happy.
drive better than my car.
I'd be happy with a 4 Series 2 litre diesel coupe. I'd be more than happy with that. 420i coupe or 420.
I'd be quite happy with a black badge Rolls Royce.
I want to. You know what I really want? A mobile fucking home, like a camper van, proper one, not like an old school.
There's a
Volkswagen,
couple of
this
people
shit.
that have some in my
They
village.
look cool, but they're
They
not
look cool,
practical.
but
Well,
they're dog shit.
the thing is, I think it depends on what you're willing to spend your money on. Because there's a couple of people in my village that I've seen that have them, and there seems to be a range. There's either the ones that look like someone's bought a Ford Transit, cut the back off it, and slapped a caravan on the back,
range.
or you get the other one
That
where
was
it's you know the full vehicle. It's all made into one, and it's you know.
I
it's
just
all
want,
singing
you
all
know what I
dancing.
want? I want like an old fucking carpenter's van.
Carpenters or carpenters.
Either.
Either.
Yeah.
As long as it's a van.
Yeah.
3 suites written on the side.
Yeah.
Enter here for puppies.
That's what I've got written across my arsehole.
Oh, Christ. I knew I should have got those puppies.
But yeah, one of them, like kitted out, converted, shower in there, bog in there,
I've
bed
seen
in
a
there,
lot of people-
TV in there,
a lot of
Netflix
people are doing it with
subscription in there,
The big Mercedes
Road.
Sprinter van.
duct tape in there, selection of knives in there, maybe a chainsaw.
Well, so you know how celebrities have these like, you know, big vehicles that they travel with and
Lots
stuff like
of
that.
I thought you were going to say hands.
I have those as
And,
well.
you know, they-
Maybe
they
I'm
have-
a
They have these
celebrity.
gigantic vehicles they travel with.
We
and
will be,
They've
Ash.
got the bit in the back where they, you know, they spend their time between shoots and between scenes and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff. So one of the best like van conversions I've seen in regards to that
Was it that
is
bald black guy from
got-
fucking Fast and Furious?
No,
What's
you're-
his name?
you're
Tyrese.
thinking Tyrese. Yeah, you're
He
thinking of
makes
Tyrese.
custom-made
Yeah.
fucking vans, doesn't he?
But
Yeah.
well, he's had 2 or 3, I think. But yeah, so
Well,
the
if
best
he makes them, he must have had much more.
the best one I've seen is Guy Ritchie's one, and I'll tell you
that
what.
guy's a legend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
And
is
he's rich.
that
His
is-
name suits him.
that is kitted out. Honestly,
Guy
it
is
looks
Ritchie.
it looks like what you would imagine a sort of traditional.
I
bar
have
pub
news.
to be. Like in the back of
Sorry,
a Sprinter. No,
I'll
go
get back to it. I recently watched a snack wars between Guy Ritchie
Oh,
and
yeah.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
And there's a
Oh, that's-
connection
that's
there.
a good
That was
because
fucking ages ago.
yeah, I
was a
know that
while
was
ago,
when
yeah.
that shit Aladdin movie come
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
was
that
a while
was
ago.
shit as well.
So-
Like shit as Pinocchio, though.
Will Smith is having a reunion episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes. Yeah. Well, did
Nice.
you see that he listed it on?
Can't wait to see Uncle Phil.
What's the one where
Christ. Did you know James Avery was the voice of Shredder in the 1990s TV
Yes.
series of
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, because his name actually pops
Cool.
up at the start, but I don't think anyone realises.
No.
Do you know about that little girl that used to do the dinosaurs? What are them little dinosaurs
Oh
called?
yeah.
Yeah, she got killed by her parents, didn't
Yeah,
she?
she
Yeah.
did. Fucking.
Because
Yeah,
she was
the-
like mega rich and like they weren't going to.
They were jealous
the money
of her
or something
fame.
like that, weren't it?
They
Oh,
were
was that what it was?
they
I
were
thought,
jealous.
I
The
thought
one that
they
goes,
tried
yup,
to
yup,
get the money or something.
Yup,
like
yup.
Yeah, they tried to be actors their whole life and failed miserably.
And she was sick.
And she was smashing it.
that.
She
Yeah.
was, and
Off
they
of
were
a
jealous.
little voiceover. Yeah,
Fucking
that's
scum.
mad. To be fair, I mean, the
How
thing
could
is,
you kill your own kid?
the
I don't understand
crazy
what
thing
goes
is,
through people's
I
minds.
don't understand it either. But
There's
there is
been a
also
couple
so
of
many
times
people
where
out
she
there.
won't shut up through the night, and I'm like, I can understand it. But then,
You're not going downstairs and picking up a knife.
Just
are you?
slowly running a bath.
but then
Getting the
after
toaster
about
ready,
10
Do you, want
minutes,
some, do you want some bubbles for that? No.
Do you want some toast
No,
for you?
just
She
a
don't need
toaster.
bubbles where she's going.
but then you realise, you know what? I couldn't harm a fucking hair on this
Yeah.
little girl or little boy's
I
head.
don't get it.
Sometimes I get
Do you
real
not know what
fucking.
your child is? This little girl or
Well,
little boy's head.
I'm speaking on behalf of the audience because I'm
Yes.
assuming there's a lot of people out there that would not quite happily, that have thought in their mind, fuck, why did I have
Well, you
kids?
know what the Chinese do.
Yeah, they just only have one.
Well, they're only allowed one. And
Well,
guess
yeah.
what? Because they're only allowed one.
They sell them. So
No, they kill them if they're girls. Not even joking either.
how do the Chinese race carry on? If they're
Obviously, not
killing
all of them.
Yeah.
And you do
We
know
have
you can't
9
get a baby pregnant. The females that are getting pregnant, Ash, aren't fucking kids that have been killed. They're adults. So these adults that are having...
Really? No, wrong one.
I think it's better when he gets them wrong.
this is a conspiracy.
I'm really sorry, guys. I've got a pop to
No, but they actually do. Little
BRB.
little baby Chinese girls
What
get
are you,
buffed and
3?
found in the dumpsters. So it's sad.
It is a bit sad. I've muted your mic, Will, so when you
How is
get
that
back,
a bit sad?
it is a bit sad
A
that people
bit
kill
sad.
children.
It's an absolute...
It could be worse. There could be global warming.
Look up China's organ harvesting.
Yeah, no, we know
What he
all
said
about
there
that.
is China's organ harvesting. You can't hear him because of his mic. But anyway, how are you today?
I'm fine.
Good.
I'm looking at getting some baby kidneys.
Baby kidneys?
Yeah.
Why don't you get some of that face cream that Oprah uses that's made out of foreskins?
Fake news.
No, they actually genuinely make face creams out
Yeah, I
of
did
out
see
of
that.
stem cells or not stem cells, out of like shit that's taken
Baby.
from foreskins.
Yeah, baby.
I wouldn't want to
Cock.
be using that. Talking about faces,
I thought you were going to say talking about baby cock.
no, I tried to say this earlier. I got a dermal roller.
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah, for my beard.
Have I still got patches?
Yeah, a few.
Yeah, I've been using it for about 6 months, mate.
Oh yeah, it don't fucking work.
They don't work. Why didn't you ask? Why didn't you ask me?
Because I wanted to come back overnight with a Viking beard.
Yeah, no.
And it turns out that's not how it works.
I even got the 0.5 mil because I start with a 0.2 and I thought, that's probably why it's not
I don't
working.
know what mine is. It was supposed to be 20 quid on Amazon and I got it for 15 on Amazon. But it comes
You spent
with,
15 quid on yours?
yeah, so it comes
getting
with
3
it was,
quid?
no, it was a kit. It was a roller,
Yeah.
beard oil that's supposed to
Yeah.
encourage growth, some balm stuff that smells like orange. It's really nice, and a beard brush, not a brush, a beard comb. And
See, that's what sold it to you.
yeah,
Because you thought, I'm only going to need a beard comb when I've got a beard.
exactly.
You don't get one.
They're not going to give me a beard comb if they don't think I'm going to have a beard.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
I'm not shaving at all. I'm just going to use the roller every day and put the shit on it.
No, you can't use it every day.
I'll do what the fuck I want.
Your
Thank you very
face
much.
bleeds, mate. If
You're pushing
using it
too hard,
properly.
mate.
No, you're meant to be pushing hard.
You're not. I watched several videos
You're
on
meant to do
YouTube.
30 seconds in each direction. Actually, I do it regularly and it hasn't worked for me.
Maybe
It has worked a bit.
Maybe you just got shit beard.
Well, it has worked a bit. It's closing up.
Shit beard. Talking about
No
beard.
one's to speak,
I
son.
know. Mine's coming on though. I can feel it.
Yours
I
is
can
good-
twirl my
yours is
mustache a
quite
little
good round
bit.
your neck, but not on your face.
Yeah,
Whereas
I know.
mine is
It-
quite
it
good
covers
on my face
my
and not on my
chins.
neck.
Got more chins than a Chinese phone book. Is that a racist joke now? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it is. Yeah.
Is it? This is how it's going to stay with Will muted. No, you're unmuted.
Cool.
Are you cold, buddy?
How was your
I must
piss?
admit, it's one of them things I've
It's
never
quite
really had
nice and
much-
warm in
I'm
here. I'm
freezing
not actually
I'm
that
gonna-
cold.
It's so much colder out there.
Can you
honestly.
open the door a touch? It's getting a bit smoky, and the missus is going to complain.
No,
that
it's
we
I don't know
smoked
why
us.
we're smoking in here, to be fair, but I just carried on with your
I was
lead.
about to say he did it first.
Yeah, it was your fault. Well, be careful with your... Oh, no, you weren't going anywhere.
They're like 3 meters long. They're fine.
I was about to say, I did.
They're designed that way for social distancing.
which we're adhering to.
which we are adhering
to
to.
follow on from your conversation earlier, I sort of started growing mine in our early 20s, and I never really had a problem with my beard.
I don't know. It did look really bad for a while,
Yeah,
but then you didn't give a
but
shit.
you need
'cause
to
you were
grow.
starting-
But then again,
Yeah,
I
you need to
I
grow
smashed
it
out
through,
for like
don't
2
you?
months. Yeah, I smashed out because that first patchy bit, it looks awful. But if you just let it grow naturally, it will just fill in itself.
Yeah.
And I've never had a problem since.
I am leaving mine now.
I do get a little bit of a patch in the corner, but I actually think that's
You
from.
need a microdermal roller.
No, you definitely don't. That's what we were talking about. I've had one for about 6 months and it don't work. You can actually probably still see the dry skin in my patches now where I
Do you
used it
oil
2
it
nights
every
ago.
day?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm not, mate. I've got.
But you cut your beard. You trim it, don't you? So why don't you just let it all grow out?
That's what I'm doing now. So
That's what I'm doing as well.
That's the
I
best thing to
decided
do.
I'm going
It's
to
the
grow
only way
my
to grow
beard
a
out.
proper beard. If you boys want to grow an actual proper thick beard, you just have to let it grow.
I've heard.
You're gonna go. There's gonna be basically 3 stages. You're gonna go through the weird sort of fluffy stage. Then
Yeah.
you're gonna go through the sort of wispy stage where the hairs sort of get longer and sort of
Just
droop
look
and do
shit.
their own thing. Yeah, and then you're going to get to the stage where they actually start to grow in thick and the follicles start to grow in properly. And then you can shave that. And then whatever grows in next will be a proper beard.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
what I'm
leave
going to do. I've heard that if you don't shave for a month, you look exactly like Jason Momoa.
So, yeah, if you didn't have a
Overnight,
haircut
you're like,
or
you've got a
shave,
beard, long hair,
You've grown
tattoos,
to 6 foot
six
6.
pack, six pack.
6'6", you're tattooed all over. Yeah, you've got a massive 6-pack. Yeah.
Did you know he was like full on broke after Game of Thrones? They paid
Yeah.
him like fuck
he got
all
hardly anything
to a
for
point
that.
where he couldn't feed his
Yeah, he
family.
got hardly anything for that. And the problem was as well because he
Yeah,
was
but he's got to be a millionaire now.
well, because he was...
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Because
he's
of-
been on-
what was it, Aquaman or whatever he did?
That was a really good film actually.
Not seen it.
Aquaman.
He was smart with that, though. He was very smart with that because, again, they did...
He actually learnt how to breathe
But
underwater.
no, they did a...
He can free dive to 3,000 meters.
I was watching something. There is someone for is it Avatar 2?
Yeah, James Cameron is
Yeah.
filming in the
But
Mariana Trench.
Who is the female lead in that?
Jodie Foster's in it.
Yeah. She has now learned. They forced her basically to free dive and to teach herself how to free dive.
Yeah, because a lot of it's underwater, isn't it?
she can now free dive at something like a meter of like
A meter? Christ.
a meterage of like,
Christ.
Of like-
a whole meter.
1 meter below the...
no, she can free dive to like something ridiculous like 20 meters depth for 6 minutes,
Christ.
which is
Can
which
you
is up there
imagine
with
holding
David
your
Blaine.
breath for 6 minutes?
Okay.
Apparently there are
Your
people out
noise
there...
gate kicked in there. I liked it.
Apparently there are people out there that can hold their breath in these crazy sorts of situations. There's that guy in...
You know what it is? I watched David Blaine's thing. What you have to do is focus on slowing down your heart rate, and then that is the main thing. If you
'cause that was
focus
about
your
his,
whole time.
his block of ice thing, wasn't it? Where he was frozen in ice. Where
Did he actually
Something
get
like-
frozen in ice?
Yeah, he nearly died.
Yeah,
Did he nearly die?
Pretty much every
Christ.
stunt he ever does, he
he
nearly
nearly
dies.
dies. No, and that's normally when they get him out to the point
How's
where
he
they're
not
like...
No, it was when he was underwater, when he submerged himself underwater, and then
Yes.
he actually did nearly die. He consumed fuckloads of water into his lungs,
Yeah.
and because they had troubles getting the top off to get him out, they thought it was part of the act, and it weren't. He was actually just dying.
Yeah, because
Didn't-
wasn't there a big thing afterwards as well where they were like that he shouldn't be allowed to do these things? Cause,
Yeah, this is too much. Look at the pressure you've put on these
but-
crew members that
but-
get
but
paid
also-
£10 an hour.
They're all
But also,
suing you now.
Well,
Unlock him, mate.
I think the biggest argument was that they couldn't actually control...
Wrong one. I need to write what's on them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But yeah, basically, from what I gather, like the biggest problem was they couldn't physically control the stunt 100%. Because okay, there were situations where
Same
they
when
knew
he
to pull
buried
them out.
himself, the stupid fucker.
But that is the
Did you see
what has
them?
to go through your head to think? You know what? A couple of tons of like mud on top of me, just so I can't breathe.
Yeah, what a silly cunt. Did you see that? I think it was Mr. Beast that did it actually, where you stay underwater for 24 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
But he did
essentially
it in,
put
like,
a
It
bucket.
lasted like
Yeah.
8 hours, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Like,
he
what
didn't
a
even
fan.
last
It
that long.
can't be that bad under there. It's
Apparently-
because
You
it
do run
got
out of
cold though,
oxygen.
didn't it?
You've got-
No, because he had a pipe, didn't he? And he had a fucking extension lead on
Yeah,
it.
he even had his phone in there and everything. They
Mate,
like, got
I'd-
his phone to him, and he's got his phone in his
I'd be
box.
cushy, mate. I'd chuck a bit of Dexter on, sit there, maybe have a wank.
I think the biggest.
Why did you put in the word maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Definitely have a wank.
Yeah.
I think the problem with that is that your body, you start to feel deprived of the oxygen, and just even if you're
I
still
think
getting
it's
the
claustrophobia
oxygen,
as well.
your
Like,
brain.
That reminds me of
putting
those
coffee in.
that bloke that's that was in a shipwreck. He was
Dave?
a chef.
Oh,
I know him well.
Yeah, the boat got flipped upside down. He got stuck in it for like days or something.
Yeah, 8 days. No, it was something like 30 days.
At least he was in the
that
kitchen,
long?
And
though.
then these blokes were going to explore the wreckage to
Oh, they
And this bloke grabs his hand, grabs the diver's hand.
Full on shits.
The
It's like
bloke-
Kevin and Perry. It's a floater.
Imagine that. Oh,
You would
you're a
shit your
diver
pants.
going to recover bodies and to find out, to investigate.
Yeah, bear in mind they
The
thought everyone
swimming
had
pool.
died. They thought
Pitch
everyone was
black.
dead.
Yeah, you've got
This
a little
guy's just sitting
headlight.
there smoking a joint.
No, he was very
speaking to
fucking
his pet
terrified.
parrot.
Completely hallucinating and stuff because he's so fucking.
He
like-
must have had food and stuff
he-
down
he
there.
was-
I would
no,
have
he
gone
did,
for a
he
swim
did
and
have
shit.
enough to keep him alive.
But he was
the
trapped
chef.
in a room, though,
Yeah, he
wasn't
was
he?
trapped in an
Trapped
air
one room.
bubble
Yeah.
in the kitchen.
Christ.
And had no choice but to basically stay there.
I'm
and
sure
just
this
make the
sandwich
best
has gone off. It's a bit damn.
I don't
Just
even
a
like
cook-
tuna.
Just the cooker's
thing is,
door.
30 days.
Just goes to gets real high and goes to switch the toaster on.
The thing is that
30
they were
days
most
as well.
worried about when rescuing him
Zombies.
was when they got him to the top. He was so used to the pressure of being at the bottom of a
He gets
fucking
the
ocean.
bends.
Yeah, no, but it wouldn't just be the bends. It would be the bends, but it'd be such a severe case that he would just die. That his blood pressure would just fucking
Because he got
But he
used to
didn't,
it.
and he's survived. And
I bet he's a millionaire selling his book and shit.
I don't
Has he
know.
got a book? If he
Well,
hasn't
this
got
is
a
your
book,
job.
let me
Find
know.
out about him. Find out his name.
His name's Rupert.
Grint. And he's just had a baby.
Well, I'll tell
Yeah,
you
he
what.
broke David Attenborough's record on Instagram.
I
or
didn't
something,
see that
didn't
because
he?
the article wouldn't load.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did read
yeah,
that.
I
I'll tell you
hate
What
it
was the
with that.
record? And
I don't know.
you didn't read it.
I didn't read either. I
Right,
was
well,
hoping
you've
one
got
of
two
you
jobs
would.
now.
Right, well, just while I searched the previous job, which of these elements is not made up? Borium,
Borium's definitely
boreon,
real.
barium,
Yeah, that's
or,
right.
Oh, barium's
or borinum.
Borium's not a word, not a real word.
Wait, so you say repeat the options?
So,
He's just saying the same
which
word
of
with
these-
different
Which of
accents.
these elements is not made up? Borium with an E, boreon, barium, or borinum?
I reckon.
Barium's definitely a real one because Breaking Bad, there's the guy that
I
was
reckon
on
the first one, but that was a bit of a shit question.
Barium is actually from thermometers. That's what they use in
Thermometers? anal ones or mouth ones or armpit
No, the one that you
ones.
said
The
borium.
ones with the red thing where it goes up and down. That's barium. That's what will
Okay.
actually.
I
make
thought
it.
that was mercury. Didn't they put
No,
mercury in thermometers?
mercury's not allowed anymore. It's
Just
poisonous.
in
used
tuna.
Poisonous. It's poisonous.
There's loads of mercury in tuna.
Yeah, there
isn't
actually is. There is a lot of mercury in fish and tuna. Anyway,
You know,
Talking about fish, I do, and I wanted. This is something I
dolphins are
thought about.
rapists and use puffer fish to get high.
We spoke about that.
Do we?
Yeah, me and you in the car.
Nice.
About dolphin rapists.
Money supermarket.
Talking about fish, I had a Churchill's tonight from Bar Hill. They're on Just Eat, and I promise you, it was without doubt the nicest fish and chips I've ever had in my entire life.
Was it?
where was that? Sorry.
Fucking incredible.
See, I used to
Where
work
was it?
there.
No, you didn't. You worked at Fish and Chicken.
It's the same fucking thing.
It's not. It's
It
a
is.
different. Fish and
No.
Chicken
No,
still
it's a whole
exists.
other company.
Yeah.
Churchill's are a different company.
Churchill are a subsidiary of Fish and Chicken.
Different company then.
Right.
That's like saying Tango is
It's
Coca-Cola.
still the same people that buy it, make it. Still the same thing, same training. But I thought it went downhill. But
It's
we
fucking
might have
incredible.
different fish and chip standards.
No, get one. You've obviously
Get
not
one.
had one for a
I'll
while.
order one right now.
Go on then.
Oi, don't joke. I'm starving. I haven't had any dinner.
Have you not? Shall we order a
I
pizza or
genuinely
something?
have not eaten anything.
You've got to order fish and chips.
Yeah, you can't say you're going to order a fish and chips and then not
Are you,
order
are
fish
you
and
hungry,
chips.
Bill? Because
Oh,
all
mate,
I've had, like,
I'm
my
starving.
missus brought
I'm
me
not
some
even joking,
dinner
I am.
back.
Buy a
I'm
fucking
actually
Churchill's.
starving.
I promise you, you will
When
not
somebody
regret
say-
it. It's on Just Eat. It's £2.50 delivery, but
£2.50 delivery. They're shut. It's 10:30. They're probably shut.
we'll find out. Go on Just Eat.
However, we could probably go into town after this and get something to eat.
No, you can't. You can't buy it. You have to
It's
get
not the
delivery.
worst case scenario.
I'll do what I want. Thank you very much.
you can't go into-
McDonald's. You can go to McDonald's, click and collect.
Can you?
Yeah, of course you can. Click on
Well,
their app.
I'm not doing that because I had a fucking lovely Churchill's.
To be fair,
You can't get a lot
I'm actually
now.
on that, bruv. If you want to do that, I'm actually on
Yeah,
that.
get a fucking kebab.
honestly, yeah.
Uncle Frank's are delivering, but it's going to take 45 minutes.
Mate, we could drive
Uncle
into
Frank's
Cambridge
is the one for kebab on a night out when we're allowed to go back on night outs.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you saying about before you got to fish?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just conscious of the time if we're ordering.
Well, I'm not. It was fucking beautiful. That's all I was
Was it?
saying.
What did you have?
Just cod and chips.
Not haddock or place.
No, because I'm not a fucking idiot. I wanted to get their trademark lovely food, and honestly, it was the best I've ever had, ever.
So that guy, it was only actually 3 days, not 30 days.
Anyone can
What
survive
a
3 days.
letdown.
But it was off the coast of Nigeria.
Tell him to go back for a couple of days.
Yeah, fuck him. I don't care. No wonder he's not rich. Anyone can do 3 days.
To be fair, listen to this, right? This actually describes like how it was for his perspective to be found by that diver, right? So he survived 3 days.
Oh, well done, dickhead. I've slept for 3 days.
Listen. In an upside down tugboat at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, he saw lights.
How many
in the
meters
water.
down?
It doesn't actually
Aliens.
specify. But
No, the lights.
He saw lights.
I don't know why. It's because it's green. I instantly think the green ones that
Change
aliens.
them.
But yeah,
Could
so
do that, couldn't I?
So he saw lights in the water. The air bubbles started to obviously pop around his air pocket around him because obviously the air's escaping from their mask and that. And yeah, obviously he's not even seen the diver until the diver's like in front of his face. So that must have been horrifying from his perspective.
Imagine, he must have been shit.
From his perspective, that must have been horrifying because you think it's like a shark or something's finally coming to finish you off. Do you know what I mean? After that, you've been in there for all that amount of time. No one's moved,
Just
no one's
grabs
done
him.
nothing.
Take me, you man-eating shark.
So he did. He was at-
Non-gender exclusive eating shark.
That's
Thank
the
you
one.
very much.
So from this article here from the Daily News, so the lights actually disappeared. They carried on moving. He then obviously panicked. In the pitch dark, he swam into the water and grabbed the diver underneath the water.
Yeah.
So again, from the diver's perspective, that must have been fucking horrifying as well. You know, he's just swam past what he thought was a body.
And he's grabbed him.
Next thing you know is that body's grabbing him and
Kill him! Derek just hits him over the head with a wrench.
Zombie! Zombie! Oh wow! So he was the only survivor out of a crew of 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
11 other people died.
Yeah, everyone else on board.
Every
All
single
drowned.
person.
Mate, I bet he was fucking.
He was the fucking
Did
chef.
he have
Hundreds-
corpses and stuff around him?
Yeah,
Because that
No,
would
not
fuck
in
me
his
up.
little thing. He was the
100
chef.
feet, 30-metre depth he was at for that entire time.
What? How did he not just swim out? What's wrong with this motherfucker?
I'm guessing he couldn't easily access outside for whatever reason. I don't know.
Actually, and I'm not being racist here, black people notoriously can't swim.
I mean, that is a racial
No,
stereotype.
yeah, it's a racial stereotype.
But that is not a notorious thing.
Yeah,
The
it is.
first, have you
It's
ever
like
seen the
saying
video?
ginger people
Oh.
burn more in the sun.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
true.
fact.
You know how
But
he,
black,
you know
obviously,
how he said about
he's
he
not-
was the chef.
Yeah.
He survived on 1 bottle of Coke. It's only 3 days. He probably could survive on a bottle of Coke
Yeah.
for 3 days. If he had
And
to.
he's surrounded by water.
Survive.
He can't
He'd
drink.
survive on nothing.
And 2 flashlights that he had found, I feel like that's just code for took them off a corpse. I just feel like that's code for.
Terry don't need them.
Yeah, man.
What are you ordering?
Mixed kebab.
What, to here?
Yeah.
45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had almost given up hope after 3 days.
Will there
when he
be
suddenly heard the
chocolate?
sound of a boat hammering on the side of the vessel. Imagine that, you're in the boat, 30 foot underwater, and yeah, you start hearing bangs.
No, you'd
from
be
outside the
happy.
boat. Yeah, but also there'd be a bit of you that'd be like, what, is the boat shifting?
Bloody help
Am I about to fall deeper? Do you know what I mean?
You can say that on thingy.
Yes.
Are you
sorry,
having chili sauce?
No, I'll have mine plain, please. thank
Just
you.
do you want some
Plain?
salad? You look
Literally.
like you need some salad.
No, just last thing I need at the moment is salad, mate. That's going to take away from my meat. I
Bro,
want
you
the biggest-
cannot have plain.
the
You have to have
biggest-
a
You
sauce.
have to
I
choose
want the
something.
maximum amount of meat possible, and the only way you do that is by having none in.
No, you need
We all know
sauce
that.
though, otherwise it's going to be dry
Yeah,
meat.
you got a point.
Yeah, what sauce are you having?
Not specifically chili. You could have mayo. You could have garlic mayo. You could have fucking.
You can have
tomato
burger
if you wanna
sauce,
be weird.
barbecue sauce, garlic sauce, ketchup, or mayo, or chili.
I'm just going to
Listeners, what would you have on your kebab?
Go with chili. Chili. Meat
Chili.
and chili. That's all I want. Meat and chili.
Meat and chili. That's what I quite like, meat and chili.
You like meat?
I like meat.
You fucking love a bit of meat, mate.
Lou, do you want anything?
No, I'm good, mate.
I'm going to have
that's mad.
salad
They'd
and
already-
burger
so
sauce
when
in
they
mine.
when they found him, they'd already pulled out 4 corpses by that point.
Yeah.
So they were probably perfectly in their mind to think, oh yeah, it's just another dead body.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah,
you
cool.
would just swim past.
Well,
them.
anyway, you didn't answer the answers to the questions.
Sorry.
What questions were they?
The
I got-
borium, barium.
So it's barium.
It's barium's not the real one.
No, barium is the real one.
Oh, there was only one that was real.
one.
So, no, you
Oh, well,
fucked
yeah,
this
we'd have
right
got
up.
that then. We would have got that.
Yeah.
You said which one isn't real.
Oh, did I? My bad.
Yeah. So I
I
thought,
can go back to that because there's a couple.
come on, question us up. Let's do it something entertaining because I think we're getting towards the end of this now, boys.
We're past it, yeah.
Well, we're not past
We're
it
not
yet.
past it. We're getting there.
Here's one that I don't actually know. So, which type of tea is naturally caffeine-free? Red tea, green tea, white tea, or black tea?
So black tea must have caffeine in it because it's just tea.
Yeah.
Red tea, I'd assume, is probably the same. I'd say green tea.
See, now I actually went with green tea as well.
Maybe white tea.
I'm not going to lie. I just made the assumption that green tea would have no.
Yeah, maybe it's too obvious.
But no, it's actually red tea.
Oh,
It's
really?
completely caffeine-free. Yeah.
Ah, cool. Next.
Next, where is Manila?
Manila.
I know straight away.
Manila.
I know straight
Is
away.
it what,
'cause
what
you're reading the
country or
fucking
what
answers.
continent?
Where is Manila? Okay, no, look, I've literally got the question. No answer.
Ah.
But I know from
I'd
those.
say
Well,
it's in
I'll give you the
Singapore.
options. Spain, Philippines, Italy, or
Spain.
Singapore. I believe it's actually Singapore.
Oh, is
You
it?
said you already knew the answer, Will.
Well, what is it then?
Let me click Singapore. Oh no, I was wrong. It's actually the Philippines.
Oh, we were both
I
wrong.
said Philippines.
Yeah.
Which Egyptian ruler succeeded the rest?
Fuck off.
Ramses, King Tut, Amenhotep,
No
or
idea.
Cleopatra.
That's a shit question.
Okay, well let's skip that one then.
No one cares about the Egyptians, even the Egyptians.
Yeah. Find a fun one.
These are just sort of BuzzFeed random ones. I'll go on to a different one. 100 fun trivia quiz question.
We're not.
go on then.
We're not sponsored by BuzzFeed.
No,
but
we're
They
not.
want to
But
give
we
us
want to
money.
be. Yeah, we want to be as big as BuzzFeed. You just said his money like it was called BuzzFeed. Hey, have you seen BuzzFeed? Come on, Billy.
Name the largest freshwater lake in the world.
Vostok.
Largest freshwater. Is it that one
Freshwater
on?
lake. Yeah.
Is it that one in Yellowstone?
You're on the right kind of lines. You are on the right kind of lines.
I don't know. I don't know the name of it.
Lake Superior.
Ah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
that does make sense.
Where would you find the Sea of Tranquility?
In the country of tranquility.
Next to.
There's a country
Next
of
to
No, I
Vietnam.
don't know, mate.
the moon.
Ah,
What is someone who
No water on the
shoes
moon, though,
horses
is there?
called?
no, there is water on the moon.
Is there?
They found molecules.
Yeah.
What was your question?
What is someone who shoes horses called?
A hoofer.
Oh, you're not a million miles
A
away.
poofer. Just move that.
A
mic
buffet.
bit closer. Right. A
A
buffet.
farrier.
Oh yeah, I did actually know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, I
that,
knew
not
it
at
as
all.
soon as I read it, which I know sounds stupid, but yeah. What item of clothing was named after its Scottish inventor?
Ooh.
Oh, I like that. I like that question.
And
Was it the stocking?
there's a chance that you've all had some kind of experience with this item at some point or
Boxer
another.
shorts.
Kilt.
No.
Think more.
Briefs.
Think more bad weather. Scotland.
Mac.
Think bad weather.
A rain
But
Mac.
what's the full name?
A Macintosh.
Yeah,
Macintosh.
Macintosh. Yeah. Same guy that created Apple.
What kind of weapon?
That was Steve
what kind
Jobs.
Of, what kind
and
of weapon?
Steve Wozniak.
Wozniak.
And,
And
the
the
guy
other
that
guy.
got bought out for 800 quid.
What kind of?
What a moron.
Knobhead. You need a knobhead thing.
Hold on. I want to try something. So if I press this little button here and then go
Knobhead.
over and click this one, are you ready?
Yeah.
Hold on. Everyone else will.
I hope that got picked up. That was perfectly timed.
You can't hear me, can you?
No.
You can hear me now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can talk. Talk?
No, you're supposed to say knobhead.
Oh, okay. Knobhead.
I can now unmute us. Oh, that's not right.
That's not it.
Hold on.
That's
Hold
definitely
on.
not it.
Say it again.
Knobhead.
What's going on with this? You're fucking stupid. Fucking stupid.
Okay, so
Hold on,
while Ash
hold
is
on.
figuring that out,
Yeah.
what is another word
We
for
need to
lexicon?
make the soundboard lexicon.
Lexicon. What is another word for lexicon? What is the most commonly used word?
I
for
haven't
lexicon?
got a clue.
One more
Scrabble.
time.
Knobhead. Knobhead.
Yeah.
We need to sample that.
Right, so now I can just save that.
No, but it needs to be. We need to do that again. Don't save that yet. I need to do it again because there was too much of a pause.
But
Hold
yeah,
on, I'm going to have to go for
Soundboards
this
with
one
proper
now.
chaps, proper
the
chat.
most commonly used word of. Oh,
Knobhead. Oh, I'm getting good. Knobhead.
Yeah, nice. Nice, that's a good one. So now, if I go back and I press this one,
Knobhead.
that's brilliant.
So
That's
good.
brilliant. So yeah, the most common.
Knobhead. It's so good. I'll rate that.
So the most common common version of the word for lexicon is dictionary.
Yeah. You know why I said Scrabble? Because Scrabble's online free version play against each other. It's called Lexilus. So I did make a link there. It wasn't just around. Yeah.
What about who invented the
Knobhead.
vaccination?
That is so good. I'm so
This is
happy.
what's going to be for the next 10 minutes. Me trying to talk and you just pressing the knobhead button over and over again.
Oh mate.
That is amazing.
All right,
I'm going to have so much fun with this.
This is actually quite a good one because I feel like this is one that most people probably wouldn't know. What is the only American state to begin with the letter P?
Philadelphia.
Oh.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania is a state and Philadelphia is not.
Philadelphia.
What
is
about
a
the
city.
world's
There's a cheese.
World's biggest island? World's biggest island.
The world's biggest island is probably a continent.
No,
You're
because
on-
then it's a continent, not an
Well,
island.
Yeah, but you're on the right kind of line.
Would you say something like Madagascar?
The United States of America.
Not island,
No,
fucking
no.
twat.
No.
Greenland.
Greenland.
Oh, okay.
No.
Greenland.
Is Greenland an island? Oh, 'cause it
Greenland
is
is
an
an
island.
island because it's technically.
What continent is
surrounded
Greenland
on all
on?
sides?
It's part of America, isn't it?
Yeah, North America. Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
North
that's the
America,
one.
Not bad.
yeah. What about the largest ocean?
Atlantic.
Pacific.
Specific.
What is the diameter of Earth?
Oh.
Not bad. That wasn't even the soundboard. That was just me.
That's just Lewis. Isn't it? Come on, boys. Come on.
Wait, can we make some?
Diameter.
We'll carry this
Diameter.
on in a minute. We need to make some more soundboards.
I'll tell you, I've got the perfect one as
But we
well.
can do this when we're not recording. We don't need to be recording.
No, but it's
Yeah,
more
but it's
fun
fun.
because we can have fun
Right,
doing
quickly
this.
do it. Set it up. I've got one that I want to input.
I've got a better one than that.
No, I want to put one in now. We can have 8, Ashley.
I'll tell you what. Here's one that we all should know. Which 4 British cities?
The new Jabra Elite 85.
Hold on, I've just got
No
Serious?
copyright.
You serious?
no. I've got to turn this down
Yeah, it's not like I was talking.
because it's
Paul will.
right. As soon as this advert on YouTube's fucked off. This is a clip from Star Wars. So no copyright.
No, this is. We can't be more than
Listen,
10 seconds
listen.
or it's copyright.
I thought it was 30 seconds fair use.
It's Owen Wilson. Wow.
Yeah, no, we just need a normal wow.
I tried to find a normal wow, but there isn't just one wow.
No, it's
Okay,
like
well,
10
we
hours
can't-
It's all
of
we
wow.
can't have that
compilations
then.
of wow.
So let's get some funnier soundboard things. One now.
What,
Soundboard,
record one?
Yeah.
Let's have a look then. Let's go. What do you want to record?
So what have we got at the moment? We've got Knobhead.
Knobhead.
Now, do another one. Record. You silly twat. You silly twat.
I like that one as well. That's a good one. I can rename these and just keep repeating them, so I can just do,
Knobhead. You silly twat.
Can anyone do
That is
can anyone do
amazing.
the noise of Pac-Man dying? Like,
no.
We could probably find that though.
We could find it. It's something we'll do that afterwards. We'll do that.
oh yeah, so
we
when
can
that's
sit
my
down
idea,
because
we'll
we've
do it
got.
afterwards. Yeah, all right, that's cheers. Mate, yeah. I'll see which way his podcast is going. I'll walk home now, shall I? Yeah. Fuck it, all right.
This
I'll see how it
was
is.
the best £1,100 I've ever spent
Just for that.
just for that.
Knobhead.
Lovely.
For £1,100, you could have paid me for the next month, and I'd have followed you around just shouting knobhead or whatever you wanted.
Oh,
That's twice you've smashed this place out.
oh no, you want to be careful.
I was trying to get to my tobacco product.
You could have just asked.
I could have.
Anyway, what other glorious facts have you got
Yeah,
for
questions.
us?
Question.
You want more questions? You want more questions?
Yeah, a couple
well,
more.
you know, I was
Question
trying to
time.
give you questions, but someone kept calling me a knobhead.
Knobhead.
Oh, did anyone get the British question? What 4 British cities have underground rail systems?
London.
Yeah.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
Edinburgh.
I don't even know.
Already forgot.
Yeah, it probably is Edinburgh.
Yeah, well, they've got the Edinburgh Vaults, haven't they? Which was
Manchester?
also on our episode
No.
5.
No.
Newcastle.
Yes. Well done. That was the one that I would not have thought of in any way, shape, or
I
form.
didn't think Newcastle had anything.
Well,
It's got Geordie Shore.
That's true. I've
No,
never been. Always,
You silly twat.
I love it, mate. They
any
are
guesses on
staying
the last
there.
one, boys? Any guesses on the last one?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Tell us.
Glasgow.
Glasgow. Ah,
Glasgow.
I was close with Edinburgh.
You weren't a million miles off. What
I'm sure I
about-
said Glasgow. I'm not even joking.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm
If,
sure.
if you did, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's cool. Next one.
Which
Question
country?
me.
Which country is Prague in?
That is in.
No, it's not the Netherlands.
it's,
is it? That's Amsterdam.
It's Czech Republic.
Yes.
That's it.
Hang on.
Why are we doing a quiz and not facts that will blow your mind?
Because this is fun.
All right, carry on.
Which English town was a forerunner
You
of the
silly.
Parks?
Not bad.
Fuck this. Right?
Sorry, man. Carry on. Carry on.
Which English town was a forerunner of the Parks movement and the first city in Europe to have a street tram system?
This is the most boring question.
Blackpool.
Birkenhead.
We would never
Where
get
the
that.
fuck's
Don't even know where that is, bro.
Birkenhead?
Don't even know.
Next to Burke and Shoulders.
10. That's quite good.
Amazing.
10 movie questions. Name the actor who starred.
Oh, this is one for
This
Ash.
is for me.
Name the actor who starred in 142 films, including The Quiet Man, The Shootist, The Searchers, and Stagecoach.
Christ, I would say
Very famous
Al
actor.
Pacino.
Been around for a very long time.
Is he still alive?
Al Pacino.
I'm actually not sure.
Is it Steve McLean?
McQueen.
But that's the one.
McLean.
Imagine if it was him. It's a random name I'd come
Yeah,
up.
you got it. Well done.
You don't know if he's still alive, so he's an old. It's not Sean Connery.
I'm
then.
genuinely not sure.
I
if
don't
they're
know.
still alive
Who
or
is
not.
it?
John Wayne.
Oh,
Is John Wayne still alive?
no,
Genuinely not sure.
I wouldn't think so.
I should.
I was around.
Fact check.
I need a segment noise. Name the film.
Hold on.
I thought you was just going to play "You Silly Twat." Then I was waiting. For
Is
that.
John Wayne dead? John Wayne died on the 11th of June 1979.
He's only been dead like 40 years, boys. He's only been dead like 40 years. Yeah.
Long before we were
He's only
born.
been dead like 40
Before
years.
we were even a thought.
Quickly do. I need one more sound sample just for what I just did there, which we're gonna need. Fact check. Because we're gonna need that. Fact check.
I like it. I'm going to have to go through and name all these.
Fact. Yeah, because we could be saying something. Not bad.
Oh, hold on.
Fact. Not bad.
Fact, not bad.
Fact.
Fact.
Here's one for you. Which actress has won the most Oscars?
Ooh, actress.
Actress, not actor. Actress.
Celine Dion, who's a very famous singer that has never won an Oscar.
It's actually Katharine Hepburn, which I must admit I would not have thought of in
Nah,
any way, shape, or form.
she don't even exist. Fact check. Not bad.
What about the director of Lord of the Rings?
I've got a
Ash?
good one.
Who's
I've got a
director
good
of Lord
one.
of the Rings?
What a good sound clip.
Yeah.
Go on.
Now, Paul, ridiculous as it may
I've got to turn it down. You can still hear it, but not.
I was expecting a very important spell in the mail from my teacher, Professor Emilius Brown, and it hasn't come.
What's that got to do with my knob? What's that got to do with my knob? What's that got to do
I
with
feel
my
like you
knob?
just can't hear it.
Where's that from?
Bed knobs and broomsticks.
I've never even heard it. Oh, that's so good. Oh, mate. That is fucking
Literally
brilliant.
crying.
That is so good.
That's brilliant.
What's that got to do with my knob? Oh, I'm so glad you've done that.
So sorry, Bill. Carry
Oh,
on.
that's brilliant.
That's a great fact. Every time someone says something real pointless, is what's that got to do with my knob?
So I skipped past the rest of the movie questions, so I thought I'd get on to
Don't
sport.
skip past the movie questions.
They're
That's the only one
they're
I'm
not
good
very
at.
good. They're not
Oh,
very
that's
good,
all right
mate.
then. That's
One
fine.
of them was literally name the actor from the Matrix series, Keanu Reeves. Like,
The actor, as if there's only one.
well,
Lawrence
it's-
Fishburne. No, Oh, what's
I'll
his
tell you
fucking
what,
thing? Samuel L. Jackson.
He's-
Have you seen that clip of Samuel L. Jackson?
Where
Where he's like,
the
I'm
Super
not
Bowl,
Lawrence
yeah.
Fishburne.
Yeah, when the
Yeah.
guy on TV says about
it
the
was
film.
his Super Bowl advert.
His
yeah.
best
Yeah.
one is like, Samuel L. Jackson, you made my son say motherfucker. He's like, motherfucker, you let him watch the film.
What's that got to do with my knob?
But here's a good one. So name the only heavyweight boxing champion to finish his career of 49 fights without ever having been defeated.
Well, he didn't, did he? Because he came out of retirement to fight Conor McGregor. Floyd, money.
I'll give you a clue. There was a very famous movie series.
Oh, was it not? You're not on about Floyd Mayweather?
No, it's not. It's not Money Mayweather.
What? 49?
49 consecutive fights without.
I
ever
thought you
having
just
been
pulled that
defeated.
handle off that we put on earlier.
Oh my god! Could you imagine?
What's that got to do with
So 49 consecutive fights without ever having been defeated. Bearing in mind, I do think that Mayweather did lose fights in his early career. Obviously, not professional.
Yeah, he didn't. He was, I don't know then.
Famous movie
Carius
series.
Clay.
Cassius Clay.
Famous
Yeah, that's the one.
Famous movie series built around
Fact.
him.
You meant knobhead.
Oh, no, man, I keep getting the buttons mixed up. This is going to be really awkward.
No, fact
Rocky,
check is like
Rocky Marciano.
Oh, okay.
Who's the guy that Rocky is based
Yeah.
on the Rocky movies.
That makes sense. Why didn't they call it Marciano?
I'll tell you what, here's a good one. In 2011, which country hosted a Formula One race for the first time?
In 2011.
2011.
2011, that's quite new.
Fairly recently, and there's only been about 2 or 3 countries that have recently been
Dubai.
added to the...
that's
that's much more recent. That's much more
Saudi
recent.
Arabia.
That's much more recent. That's only been the past sort of 4 or 5 years.
The Netherlands.
They have banned all motorsports because there was a crash in France in 1980.
Really?
I could tell you a really great story
That's a
about
bit
that. and
shit,
it's
isn't
absolutely
it? Just like,
fascinating.
I'm very sorry, someone
Switzerland-
died in France, so
Switzerland-
you're not allowed to watch motor racing anymore.
Switzerland banned all form of motor racing in their country because someone died at Le Mans
What the fuck?
in
Wait.
France. Not in Switzerland, in France.
It wasn't that. What was Rush? You know Rush.
Rush.
Wasn't
So,
one of those
Rush,
people Swiss?
Rush is there are Swiss
Yeah,
racing
wasn't one of
drivers,
them
and there are
Swiss?
I think there are Swiss.
Swish.
racing-
He was
No.
Swish.
No bad.
I think his family was originally Swiss, but he.
What is his name? Not Lauda. Where was
Nicky
the-
Lauda.
Nicky Lauda.
Nicky Lauda.
Yeah.
He's actually from Belgium, I believe.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I believe.
Okay.
But I think his family are.
Fact
Swiss.
check.
I can actually check.
Fact
that right
check.
now, yeah. I'll actually check that right now. But yeah, so that was in the 80s, and even now to this day in Switzerland.
Oh, right, so
motorsport racing
2011.
is still banned.
2011. Let's take a punt at. Is it what continent? Give us a continent.
V.
Continent.
Consonant, yeah.
Can I get a continent, please, Will? And a vowel.
We need a Rachel
I'll
Riley
give-
of
I'll
our
give-
own.
We need board games because we could have played a board.
I'll give you a clue.
Week
It's-
after next, so we'll have Connor on next week, and that'll be the focus. One after, we'll do us 3 playing a board game.
Yeah, that's
What's
a good
that
idea.
got to do with my knob?
So, I'll give you a clue. It's one of 3 countries that still has a space program to this day.
So
An
Russia.
operating space program. That's one of 3, but that's not the one.
Yeah, but it's not
The
going to be in
UK
the US.
doesn't actually have
It's
a.
not US,
And it's
So
not
what's
gonna
the
be in
other country?
China.
There's one of no.
Does the
well,
UK
I
have
wasn't-
a-
I didn't take top 4. I didn't take China into account, but I would still say this one is probably over China for how long they've had their space program.
Australia.
India.
India.
Yeah, but China
India
definitely
have
have
a
a better
massive
space
space
program than it.
China probably do now. They probably didn't if you were to go back 10 years or 5 years.
It's because they've been selling everyone's information online.
Does the UK have a space program?
We have
Technically, yes, but we
astronauts.
don't actually have any kind of rockets or anything like that. We send people up in old Russian Soyuz capsules, or we hitch a ride with the Americans or the Russians. We don't send.
We don't waste money.
Which is pretty
The la-
fucking smart.
the
The
last-
last because we've got to pay furlough.
The last guy we did it for was that Tim. What's his name?
who
was
went
the
to
last
the
guy
International Space
He was the
Station
last
for
guy.
fucking-
I saw the
for-
International Space Station.
for England.
Me and my dad and my daughter stood out and watched it from his front garden.
It's cool.
Fuck me, how high up does he live?
Quite high. At least 6 miles.
Minimum.
That's how
Is it on top of
that's
the
how
6 mile
far
bottom,
it
is
is. It's only 6 miles, 6 or 7 miles till the outer atmosphere.
Yeah, it's actually
Which
not
is
that high
mental,
up. That's the
because
thing,
from
yeah.
here to Cambridge is 7 miles. So if you could drive from here to
Directly
Cambridge
up,
directly
you'd
up,
be out of
you're
space before
suffocating
you're-
and frozen.
That's mad.
Which is
isn't
just like going to Cambridge.
Technically, if you bought enough weather balloons, you could actually get to space.
Really?
Technically.
it? If you bought enough helium balloons, you could get to space.
Didn't that Red
I
Bull?
don't think that would actually work.
That Red Bull guy jumped from outer space.
That
didn't
was
he?
weather balloons.
Yeah.
That was weather
Mate, I would
balloons.
He
shit
did, yeah.
myself. You imagine
was-
if his parachute don't work.
That was-
You wouldn't
that
feel
was
it.
It's the same as
Oh,
anything.
God.
You don't have to go all the way to space to shit yourself if your parachute don't
Well,
work.
yeah,
If you jump out of a regular aeroplane and your parachute don't work, you're fucked.
But there
No,
there
there was a
really
lady that
interesting
landed
thing
in
with
a
that.
tree and
Yeah,
survived.
there was actually.
Yeah, same difference though. He could have landed in.
I was
a
watching,
tree
you know, Goldcast.
You still reach terminal velocity.
You know Goldcast on Facebook. I was watching a thing about a guy that tried to commit suicide off the Golden Gate Bridge. And was
I've
saved-
actually seen a documentary about the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, there
and
is a
guy,
massive documentary
A
about
guy
it.
literally sat there for I think it's 2 years and recorded every death,
Yeah.
every person that jumped. Yeah, it's
and he
something-
didn't try and help him.
It's like
What a
no, he was miles away. He was getting it with not bad. He was recording it from far enough away that it would sort of he'd have enough time to record it. But there's no
That's a bit
saving.
morbid, isn't it?
There was a lot of uproar about the documentary because he would then go to the families and people that knew him. It's actually quite an interesting watch about these people, how they've got to this situation. Some of them are just that lonely.
This guy was saying like he was young. His dad knew
I'd hate
something
to
was
get to
up.
that point. I
Yeah.
was that lonely that I just wouldn't see
Yeah,
a point
Well,
in
you
living.
just kill
Just
yourself.
don't see a
Yeah.
point in living. Yeah,
But
I'd hate to get to.
This chap was like crying out for help, like literally, like his dad asked him if he was all right, and he like sort of walked out, and he was on a bus going to the Golden Gate Bridge, crying, thinking like someone on this bus has got to help me, like someone's got to ask me if I'm all right or something. And and two chaps on the bus turned around, looked at him, and was like, "What the fuck's wrong with him?" Not asking him or nothing. And he literally walked out, jumped off, and he said the Coast Guard that found him pulled him out. That car was really fucking loud.
It
Did
was
you hear
really
it?
loud. Yeah.
Literally said, "Look, I've pulled 30 people or whatever it was out of this river, and you're the only one that's can't." Because if you're dropping that high, when you hit the water, it's like hitting concrete.
It's like shock.
He
yeah.
shattered his legs and managed to survive. And now he's like the second. Anyone that's thinking about that sort of shit, he said the second his hands left the rail,
He regretted it.
he regretted it. Which to me is like, you know what?
That's the thing. You can.
But then that's the difference, right? That's probably why he survived. Because the people that do jump off and don't regret it make sure that they hit that water flat. If he's regretted it, he's tucking himself in, like penciling himself to try and survive.
I watched it a while ago, but I think you told me about it recently, about that young lad that one of the guys that he knew from school asked him to drop him off at his cousin's house, and he shot him with a shotgun.
Fucking face off.
Yeah. Survived, pulled through, and got this guy arrested and sent to prison. But this guy
I think I've seen
shot him in the face and shot his fucking arm off to get into a gang. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
what sort of
fucking
shit is
mad.
going on? Mental.
The reality is there's a lot of
A
stuff
little bit
like
horny.
that happens,
Right, next
yeah.
question.
Yeah, the reality is stuff is there's a lot of that stuff.
What was that one?
What's that got to do with my knob?
That will never not be funny.
When we were at Download Festival, we played drinking games. So we'd play Wizard Staff. So we all had cans because you can't take bottles, and you'd drink your can, and then you'd duct tape your next one on top of it. But
Yeah.
you had to drink from
Wizard
the bottom
Staff,
can.
yeah.
So when you're like 9 cans deep and you're trying to drink it from the bottom can, and it's all crumbling and shit, you've got to keep putting duct tape around it. And then it was stuff like anytime someone said, "What's that got to do with my knob?" you'd have to drink. And every time, like from Hot Fuzz, the greater good. Everyone would go, the greater good, and then everyone would stand up and be like, for the greater good. And then their drink is quality. That's what we should have on a soundboard as well.
greater
For the
good.
greater
The only thing is, it
There's
doesn't-
one thing he has that you don't, a great big, bushy beard.
That was actually, when I was producing music.
Yeah, you had a song about that. Is it
Well,
still
I
on
had that
YouTube?
is in the, it will be on there somewhere. That was in the sample.
Mm.
It was just before the drop. A great big bushy beard. Something like that.
Here's one for
Nice.
you, Lewis. Name the only footballer to have ever played for Liverpool, Everton, Manchester City, and Manchester United actively.
You have put a lot of pressure on me here because it's something.
Alan Shearer.
No.
No, mate, we could never guess it. If you told me this name, I'd go, who?
Robson Green. He was a footballer. Wasn't
No, he sung songs.
That's Robson Jerome, you know, man.
he? All right.
Oh, you're thinking of Rob
fishing.
Green, who
Yeah,
was
that's
actually who was an England goalkeeper.
Oh, I wasn't. I was thinking of Robson Green. But thanks anyway.
Rob Green.
Not bad.
I just love the idea.
He played for City.
He played for Liverpool, Everton, City, and United.
To play for Liverpool and Everton, mate. I should know this definitely. Not Robbie Keane. No, he didn't play for.
Begins with a P.
No, I'm not going to get it then.
Patricia.
Honestly,
Go on, tell me the name.
Peter Beardsley.
Oh, Beardsley. Good old Beardsley.
In football, who is nicknamed the Divine Ponytail?
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Oh, I've got it here as Roberto Baggio.
Oh, okay, yeah, he had a
I suppose he would
divine
have been the
ponytail.
original guy, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which sport does Constantino Rocca play?
Oh,
Tennis.
it's not football.
That's what time Sean Connery used to have his
Constantino Rocca. So Constantino
breakfast.
sounds quite European, doesn't it? Constantino.
Maybe. Did you know that? That's
Golf.
Yes, bang on. Well done.
That's why.
What colour jersey is worn by the winners of each stage of the Tour de France?
Yellow.
Boom. Well done. Smashing these out, mate.
Nice.
Name the country where you would find the Cresta Run. And we've already mentioned it.
This is Scotland. No, is it Scotland where they chase cheese down a hill or something?
That's a different kind of run.
Painful.
That's the run.
That is a painful.
No, the Cresta Run, I believe, is actually the run that was used in...
Spain?
Chicken.
No, it was the one that was used in the original Italian Job, I believe, where he actually goes through the mountain.
Well, it's got to be something in Italy then.
Yes and no, because that bit wasn't actually filmed in Italy.
Oh, go on. I don't know the
Switzerland.
where they can kill themselves and it don't matter.
Well, yeah.
I don't think that was quite the
assisted
point of it.
suicide.
Not bad.
Which chess piece can only move diagonally?
The bishop.
Bishop, yep, hold on.
Hold on, I've got a good segue for that. Did you see that the Pope got caught liking
Yeah,
some
model.
model's arse picture on Facebook?
But
fucking lad.
Yeah, at
apparently,
least
though,
he's not
he's
fucking
not the only one that
children.
has control over that account, though, apparently.
No, well.
To be fair, I would rather see the Pope being a horny old man going after some nice fucking
Yeah, but you're not
25
really
year old.
religious. So that's why.
No, listen, going after a
Can I
25-year-old
have
bird
Yeah.
model than a child.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck me, but they don't go after kids
No,
nowadays.
thank you.
They can't do that now.
What's that got to do with my
that panned in properly there.
Yeah, that did.
Talking about
It's got
the Pope.
everything to do with your knob, mate.
This is the non-PC portion where we've all had a few drinks and we're just enjoying the sound buttons.
Enjoy the sound.
Enjoy.
Lewis, Ashley, and Will.
I'm fucking well impressed
Who was
with
Henry
the
VIII's first
audio
wife?
quality.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. I'm impressed with this thing. We're getting
Yeah,
so
this is
pro.
awesome.
I know.
We are getting,
That's why it's the Procaster.
Well, hey,
Oh,
the
right,
thing
no,
is,
it's not.
though,
It's the Rodecaster
we need to
Pro,
get to
though.
a point where all of this stuff is on a table in that corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got the main table that has all of our shit on it, and that is sort of out the way, and Will's sort of
To
sat
be
with
fair,
a mic.
you
But
can get another person around this table
Oh,
and
easy.
we've still got all our drinks and bits and pieces.
yeah, no, but I'm thinking for the future, because it'll be like Will be in the corner with the computer.
No one puts baby in the corner.
Not bad. And then we can have 4 people round it, so us 2 and 2 guests, and it will still.
Be smart.
Yeah.
The only thing that does disappoint me with this machine is the fact that it's only got 4 XLR inputs and not 5, because 5 would have been the perfect.
Surely you can get an XLR like
like a
adapter.
splitter. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can, but then it's just going to be a
But
bit.
it's
of a
two
ball
going
ache.
through the same
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? And then trying
I'm
to
sure it'll
control
still
the
be
sound
better than you think. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'd probably be okay for just a quick add-on. I
Yeah,
suppose,
exactly.
Here's a good one, because I'll tell you what, I could never have answered this myself. Who became the British Prime Minister after Winston Churchill in 1955? Which,
I
by the way, I
fucking do
had
know
no
this 'cause it
idea
was
he
on the
Prime
fucking
Minister until
chase.
that 1955.
Ah, what the fuck was his name?
I actually do know it randomly from another one of those random things from back in the day, but I must admit, if I hadn't have read it, I would.
It started with a H.
No.
I
It's,
don't know then.
It's R. Obviously, it's a Sir.
Sir Richard something.
No, it is Sir
Robert.
Robert Anthony Eden, the first
That's it.
Earl of Avon.
Your dad sells Avon.
What about
Lovely shampoo.
when did Margaret Thatcher become Prime Minister?
I don't care.
That was not bad. That's got
guesses?
to be in the late 50s, 58.
Oh.
Didn't she try to
54.
introduce window tax?
Think about when all the coal miner strikes and all that was happening.
80s.
Yep.
82.
So when would she have been elected then?
Oh, right.
82.
79.
Oh, I was miles out. 79?
1979, yeah. Is it the 80s then? All the
Isn't that the
Yeah,
same
I
year
was-
that
that-
fucking
I've just-
John Wayne died?
Yeah, it is actually, yeah.
Motherfucker.
It actually is, yeah, that's mad. It's all Margaret Thatcher's fault.
Didn't she try and bring in a window tax?
She did bring in
Yeah.
a window tax, which
Yeah.
is why when you drive around and you see oldie worldy houses, some of the windows are bricked, in.
Bricked up because
Because they had to pay more to have a window.
Yeah, so
they're
brick
not
it up.
fucking put bricks in.
Let's brick it up to a stage where there's actually a lot of frames that are still left in there. So like on the inside, you can still see the window. It's just bricked up on the outside, so you can't see it.
Mental.
What about when did the Cold War end?
It's
Or when
still
did
going.
when did it officially end?
That would have
80s.
been 1988.
80s, yeah. Oh, you're so close. 89.
Oh, I nearly fucking said that as well.
What about the architect who designed the Millennium Dome?
Oh, that was a chimney magnet. Not bad.
I'd never guess this either.
Fact check.
Richard Rogers. I'd never.
That's what I
guess that
said.
myself. I'd never guess that myself. What about the Eurostar train service between France and Britain start?
Oh, that would have been 1994.
Yes. What? It was the 1st of November 1994.
Fact check. No, I need to do a good one, don't I? So we've got
What?
Noved.
It was the first.
I
That's
could
mad.
just do it this way, look. Bank. Boom. Ominous.
No, I've got a good one
denture.
for a good one. Quick.
Hold on.
Quick. No, do it quick. Do it quick.
I've got to go back.
You absolute chap. There we go. You absolute chap. Love it. It's relevant. You absolute. That's a good when you get it right.
That's not a bad one, that, is it?
Yeah, it's not as good as Knobhead. You absolute twat. Oh, they're too similar.
They're too similar.
Go on, play them both.
Did we say...
What's that got?
No.
You silly twat.
I'll tell you what.
You absolute chap. Oh, I don't know. I think
No, they're not bad. They're not
I'll
bad.
tell you what. Just as one last question, just to throw it out there. When was the Euro officially?
Can I suck your dick?
What's that got to do with my knob?
When was the Euro first introduced as legal currency on the world market?
So I was just after the Euro. I went on my. So that must have been 2001.
1999.
Ah, because I remember I should have worked that out. I was on my French Calais trip in year 7, and it was still a relatively new thing. So I said 2001.
What, the Euro only come out in 99, did you say?
Yeah,
That's
99.
mental. What were people using before?
That's when it
it
became.
depends what your country was
each individual
using.
country, wasn't it?
So
like
you had like the franc,
drachma and
Yeah.
all that
Oh,
kind of
fuck.
stuff. and
What?
Drachma.
Fact check.
Can't remember what country that is.
Fact check.
Can't remember what.
Chuck me a
country
light,
it
Resh. Please.
is.
Young boy.
Here's actually a really interesting one for you. What is the oldest surviving printed book in the world?
The Bible.
No.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But no.
It's not. It's the Codex. Something Codex. Is it something Codex?
No.
Go on then. What is it?
It is the Diamond Sutra, dated 868.
It's like the Kama Sutra, but for jewellery.
Well, hey, can you shut
Not
that in? In publishing, what does POD mean?
Proof
Point of
delivery.
distribution.
That would actually be quite a good one, but no, it's print on demand.
Oh, I said that.
No, man. Fact check.
Was almost identical to Lewis's knobhead.
Name the author on Her Majesty's Secret Service, Dr. No, and Thunderball.
Oh, that is probably a trick question because it's not the normal guy that wrote James Bond.
Ah, but is it?
I'm telling you, it's not.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't be asking such a stupid question.
Go on then. What's the answer to what you were saying?
I don't know.
No, man.
That's why I asked, because he didn't know what the actual answer was. And you were actually, you were wrong anyway. It was the guy who wrote all those. It's Ian Fleming.
That's it.
Who,
That sounds like a trick question.
it kind of was, I suppose.
Ian.
How
I
tall
was
would
waiting for it.
how tall would a double elephant folio book be?
A double
A
elephant.
double elephant folio book.
Pretty fucking big.
Fucking huge.
50 inches is how tall the book
Almost
would
as
be.
big as my penis. Around.
Sorry.
1 inch long. Is that your takeaway?
No, that's my telephone, but I will be back in a moment.
Was that? Are you sure that wasn't? Who was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's food at the front door. Will do, buddy, will do.
Go and quiz me. Quiz time with
how
Lewis and
old-
Will.
Quiz time with Lewis and Will.
That was good.
I could actually do some of these, mate. How old is the world's oldest dictionary?
Oh, it's got to be 300 years.
Mate, it's old, bruv.
Yeah, actually, 20 what?
2300 BC, bruv. 4,300 years ago. That's
What?
mad. That's mad.
No, I don't believe it.
Here's some TV ones for you. It keeps leaving the bloody door open. It's freezing.
I said 300 years, like a fucking knob. Oxford University's older than that.
So, TV questions. On Blue Peter, what was John Noakes' dog called?
Blue.
Shep.
Know that.
Name the BBC series about a shipping line set in Liverpool during the 1800s. I don't even know that. I'm gonna
Mate,
skip.
fuck TV questions.
Okay, I'll skip the TV ones. Food and drink. Here we go. What is
That's ironic. Well, not ironic. That's coincidental.
What is sushi traditionally wrapped in? Do you guys know? Seaweed.
There we go. Actually, no.
May Queen, Wisely Crab, Foxwhelps, and Lane's Prince Albert are all species of what? Nope.
Species of piercings. I don't actually know the answer to that.
That is actually quite a hard one. Apples.
We were speaking about them.
We
weren't
were. That's why I thought that might pop into the brain. But
No, it didn't.
what colour is absinthe?
Green.
Green. What flavour is Contro?
Licorice.
Orange.
Ah, yeah, of course it is.
If you were to cut a hair into pieces, marinate it in wine and juniper berries, then what? No.
What? Say that again.
If you were to cut a hair into pieces, marinate it in wine and juniper berries, then stew this slowly in a sealed container, what would this recipe be called? I didn't know it either, by the way.
Well, no, go on, tell me.
Jugged hair.
Oh, nice.
I must admit, I'd have never guessed that one.
No.
Fried tarantulas, egg boiled just before they're due to hatch, live octopus, and puffin hearts eaten
Japan.
raw when still warm are all traditional foods. True or false?
True.
True.
All in Japan.
Most of them are Japan, yeah. How many crocus flowers does it take to make a pound of saffron? This is really interesting. I'd have never guessed this. This is really interesting to me.
Like 1 million.
No, well, 75,000 flowers, which is equivalent to an acre to make a pound of saffron.
A pound is quite a lot, though. That's like cocaine, isn't
An
it?
acre of...
Yeah, but think how many coca leaves you'd need to make a pound of cocaine. More than an acre.
I don't know.
I'm not going to lie, boys. That does smell pretty fucking dense. Right, are we gonna end this there then, boys?
Should we leave it there and eat our food? Yeah. I think that sounds like a good...
Lovely,
Right,
well,
cheers, guys. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you
to us
for
today.
tuning in to all 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Fuck me.
Wow, that's got to be a record.
If your friends aren't listening to us, they must be
Not bad.
lovely. Thanks, guys.
See you in a bit.